Wonderful! We're ready to go for the final stretch here for Bingothon Winter 2024. Remember, we've been using some great things for Fred Hutch. And thank you very much to Delfino Customs for your sponsorship and the amazing prize donation of the custom controller. On that note, we're ready to get going with the next one in line with MASH! Drakengard 2, most goals in 3 hours, Lamentation. Let's head over to the runners, or the runner and the couch.
Yeah, hello, my name is Mash. I have Riker on comms with me.
Hello.
And Rod.
Howdy.
Rod has also played this game. No one else has, ever.
Whoa. I just played it 2 days ago.
Okay.
On stream for 2 or 3 missions, so, you know.
That counts. We count that.
Yeah, it counts. It counts.
You got through the prologue. Okay, alright. Responsibility of the host. Please interject when you feel necessary. Always interject, actually. And feel free to ask questions. That's all I can say. Alright, I'm ready to start if one of you want to give me a nice little countdown. Because we got a long run to go through. And hopefully a bingo board to complete.
I can count.
All right, you.
Well, Riker, you can count down.
Yeah, it's one of my main skills. All right.
Let me get to the main here.
Yeah, let me know when you're ready.
Yeah. All right. I'm on new game. We're gonna be playing. Checking my board. I don't have to start in challenge mode, so I think we're good to go. All right.
All right. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
All right. Off we
Luck,
go.
gamer. Oh wow, that's a cool graphic for unlocking the bingo board. I really like that. So, Rod, you want to talk a little bit about the board because I do not know what I'm looking at.
So Mash is the mastermind behind all of Drakengard 2 bingo. So
Okay, maybe Mash wants to talk about it.
Drakengard 2 in general.
Mash is the mastermind.
We're going to be going through a bit of a
instance.
prologue, so we're not going to be able to really do anything with the board yet for the first little bit. So if
Okay, that's
Rod
fair.
wants to handle comms while I focus on getting through prologue fast, or you
Yeah.
folks want to talk, feel free.
Yeah, so looking at it, I know we were talking a bit about it before we went live. The one Mash was most worried about, I think, was the Clear Any Chapter 8 air mission in under 4 minutes. Because you said your average was like 4:30 or something on those, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I mentioned 4:30.
You mentioned 4:30. Someone mentioned 4:30. That number's in my head. I think you got lucky with having 2 on experience, because if you just do the harder one, you get the easier one. But I don't remember how hard 5,000 experience points is in this game.
I won't be able to get it within the... Oops, I did that wrong. It's gonna make me do it again. Okay, so I need to upcut here. We're learning the basic combo stuff. I'm not gonna really go over it, but it'll show on the bottom of the screen. So there's a lot of different stuff that you can do in this game compared to Dot 1. The combat is far more evolved and a lot more fun in my opinion.
Yeah.
I will say.
Jump.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say you can jump, and it does something.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I will say that after just totally getting wrecked in Dod 1 while I was in Bingothon doing the Drakengard series, moving over to Dod 2, I was like, oh my gosh, the controls feel so much better. It's that much of a difference.
They're way more responsive.
Yes, absolutely. Especially the aerial missions. That's the big one to me. In the ground missions, it's still a little bit clunky. I still call lovingly, by the way, the Drakengard series budget Dynasty Warriors, just because the combat's so clunky and everything, but it's still a fun game.
Yeah, and I don't remember if it will become a thing later on, but the main difference that I always notice, apart from having a lot of options with combat, is enemies are much more active about making you have to parry them or dodge. I forget what it actually is. They go invulnerable and they do an attack, and they do it near constantly at a certain point. I remember that well.
There's a whole parry guard system, and enemies have they'll actually react to things.
Yeah.
A lot nicer than most of the enemies in Dod 1, where they just kind of either do nothing or they just go ham on you and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other day while I was doing this, I totally forgot about the mechanic where they can just guard for a long time, and you have to roll around them because that's just not in Dot 1 at all. Like
Yeah.
you just stun lock enemies in Dot 1, and that's how you win.
Yeah, and if you roll, most likely you're just gonna forget where the enemy is because it's Drakengard 1 controls. But not this game. This game improved.
Yeah,
lot.
there's so many small changes that led up to one huge change in game. It's like I still haven't beat this game. I really want to get through it. It's just on the back burner right now for me. But it's so much better just combat wise and everything. But it is completely linear compared to the other games in the series, and that's kind of where it falls a little bit flat in my opinion. But it's still really fun.
So we're learning
And
about
good.
combos now, and we're fighting Gizmor as our training partner right now. We're using the Cyclone Dance, which is the combo wants to teach us.
I'm looking through all the descriptions. I do see lots of stuff around chapter 5, but I don't really see anything much earlier than a chapter 3 in here. With Buy a Brilliant Crystal, your description says that you need to be in chapter 10, so...
Mm-hmm. And that's
there is
because just an easy thing to do once you're in that chapter. So it still makes it rather difficult to get to.
There's the bottom right one. Clear any chapter 1 error mission
Oh, I
under
missed
2
it.
minutes. So yeah, keep that in mind when we're doing that.
Alright, which one? Oh yeah,
clear.
one.
Yeah, bottom right.
That'll be really easy then. That'll be a nice easy goal coming out of the prologue.
Oh, cool.
So we're using magic now,
Wow.
which is
Oh, it's
actually
magic.
a lot better than, you know, Dot 1's variation of weapons
Yeah.
with magic.
The weapons felt a lot better. Like, the skills they had were cooler in this game, I feel. Which, considering that was, like, the cool point of ground combat in Dot 1 is, yeah.
There was a lot of voice acting in this game too. There's like 4 different styles of cutscenes: CGI, fully animated, in-game ones, and then there's like the still image ones as well. So
The best
we'll be
cutscene.
skipping all of
Still
those,
image.
but there is goals that could pop up where you have to watch one of the cinematic cutscenes. So those are nice little fun goals that could possibly show up. But unfortunately, I don't think we got a single one. So no cutscenes for any of us. That's sad.
Yeah, I didn't see any on the board, but I did see that on the sheet that you sent me, and I was like, it's literally just watch any cutscene.
Peak gameplay.
Oh, sorry, it says cinematic cutscene. It's very specific.
Yeah,
Oh, you
Has to be
you
good
could
for
have
that.
one for each type of cutscene.
I could.
True. Oh my gosh, I just
Alright.
just went through the
Fine.
yeah, a lot more responsive than Dot 1 in this.
Oh yeah.
Very much less clunky. But I just went through the sheet that you sent me, and each difficulty for this game is literally watch 1 cinematic cutscene, watch 2 cinematic cutscenes, watch 3, 4, and that's it. So each difficulty goes up by
The
1.
highest difficulty is just you have to do a cutscene run.
Yeah.
You
So
guys have a quick second?
Yes.
yep.
Perfect. We actually have an $8 donation from Amy. Amy? I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce it.
Amay.
sorry. Amay.
With 3
As-
eyes.
Perfect. Saying, I want to see MASH suffer. Also,
Yeah.
hi, Bob.
Hi, man.
Wow,
we've
May,
also got
not even a
a-
hi to me.
It would be good to
AC,
note that we are on rule by force for the difficulty because the incentive was met. So we are a 1 difficulty higher than Lamentation, which is the standard, like midway difficulty for the estimate.
Oh wow, okay, so I guess we're in a different category, so that's something for Tech to address. Also, we have a $10 donation from Floha saying, sorry, I'm a bit late because I was busy, but here's another $10 for the second line of the host, Bingo! Heck yes, the hosting team are rocking this. I am all happy for this. Give a big round of applause in Twitch chat for that.
Nice. Thank you for the donations, everyone.
Yeah, it's always nice to be supporting a good cause, and the Fred Hutch, I believe I pronounced that correctly, is a great one to support.
All right, let's see. Did you get under 2 minutes?
145.
I'm sure you did.
Nice.
Nice.
First square on the board.
Yeah, so the flying in this game is super responsive. It's really fast and it's rhythmic as well. So the faster, well, not necessarily, can't just spam the accelerate button, which is the X button on the PS2, because this is coming off hardware. And if you rhythmically tap it at a increasing momentum, you gain more speed as you do it. And you can see I was doing like quick turns and things like that. So unique feature to Dod 2 is the ability to do this, which Rod was pretty amazed about when he...
Oh yeah, this
Wait,
blew my
what?
mind the first time. So in I don't know if you noticed this, Riker, when you played, but you can just hover. So in Drakengard 1, you have no ability to stop your dragon in these missions. So like, the dragon just always flew forward, so if you miss something, you have to turn around, and that takes forever. But in Drakengard 2, you can just hover and mow everyone down, which... That's an excellent add-on as a new feature.
I'm reevaluating my life right now.
Did you not catch that when you played? That's so
I
fun.
did not remember this. I mean, to be perfectly frank, I was told that I was going to suffer through Dod 2, so when I started playing this casually, I may have been drinking a little bit.
Yeah.
So I don't remember
It's easy to
a lot of
miss
the
stuff.
tutorial stuff.
Yeah, and it'll just tell you it once, then never again. It's like,
Yeah,
if
so-
you miss it, you'll never realize you can hover.
This,
But
this
it's
game only ever tells you things once, and that's
yeah,
it.
it's pretty clutch.
Which, I mean, to be fair, if it kept telling you, it'd be pretty annoying.
Yeah, yeah. And one thing they definitely didn't fix is render distance, though. The enemies still don't render super far away.
However, I can still kill them off screen,
Yes.
and they don't have full iframes or health. So that's
Wait,
one.
what?
Yeah, I can snipe enemies off screen.
Yeah.
I'll do that later in the game. You'll see
And
it.
do they heal like in Dodge? So in Drakengard 1, if you
No, they
like
don't
flew
heal.
too far away, they'd heal. Yeah, and that was super annoying because you'd be like killing something that took forever, and then you might accidentally fly far away, and they just full heal, and you're like, well, time to do this
Yeah.
again.
You're blowing my mind right now in so many ways. I mean, like I played so much of Drakengard 1, and just again, I haven't played Drakengard 2 as much.
Yeah.
I haven't even played like a ton of Drakengard 1, but like I just brought everything that I knew about 1 to 2, and there's just so many things different just from what you're both telling me right now. And I'm just my mind's blown.
Yeah, they did add quality of life stuff, which like basically if it annoyed you in Drakengard 1, they might have fixed it in Drakengard 2, but then they also did other things.
I need to do a nice little menu now, which is setting up my health for this run, so that I have things in a certain order, because I'm not going to be trying to avoid buying stuff as early as possible throughout the run. And we got a new weapon for a new character, because in this game you have party members you can actually swap to on demand rather than what they did in Dod 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is a very unique thing. So basically what happens is that in Dod 2, you will switch weapons, and that will make you switch characters. While in Dod 1, there's a dedicated button to switch to an ally that you chose to go into battle with you, and you'd be technically invincible in a sense where you won't actually die if your ally dies in Dod 1. You'll just switch back to your first character. So it's very different in this, where you will switch back to Noe, correct? If I remember
if you
right.
die with the character you're playing, it's game over.
Yeah, if you
okay.
die at all, it's game over. But they have separate health bars.
Yes,
that is
they do
something
have
to know.
separate. Yeah,
And
I did
you
remember
can-
that.
Yeah, and you can switch as much as you want. In Drakengard 1, you couldn't switch, but in this, you can just like change up whenever you're feeling it, which is nice.
This was like the intro to that. It forces me to play Eris here. I don't see a goal to play as Eris, so we're just never gonna play her.
Yeah, I had that goal on Drakengard, so don't worry about that.
So we're just going to we're just gonna use Eris because it's slower to switch back to Noe for now, and just go straight to the objective point. Because we're trying to get out of Chapter 1 as quickly as possible, so things kind of open up a bit more with the goals, because right now I can't really get any other goals yet.
Yep, yeah, you're just kind of locked into story progression.
Oh, so jumping is faster. I thought I felt it was faster yesterday. Just wasn't entirely sure.
It is.
Or
Did
the
you
other
check
day.
that out?
Yep.
Oh man, I didn't know that.
It's not like
I mean,
super fast. It's like it's not super significantly faster, but like overall, like when you total it all up, it matters.
That's mildly nauseating. Because you also have insane gravity speed in this too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is very like just
Right.
it pulls you right back down when you
Yeah.
jump.
The other thing is we actually have usable consumables in this game. You don't have that in Dod 1, which is nice.
Want to heal, it's good.
Yeah. Alright. Checking my goals while I'm like mindlessly killing these gobos. And we actually have a working map. biggest improvement.
Yeah. Oh my god. I think my biggest issue with the map in Drakengard 1 is whenever someone talks and their bar's at the top, yeah, it just goes away.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, where's all the enemies? Like, I wasn't noticing if that happens in this one, right?
No. the
Like, it
map's over
stays.
there.
Yeah, I mean, that's such a small thing that's like, why did they even do that in the first place in Dot 1?
I don't know. But yeah, we have two types of maps. We have the actual map and then a radial map that you're used to in like Dot 1. Which
Yeah,
both have uses depending on what's going on. Like if I want to see like I can also zoom out, which I just did. Super handy.
Yeah, I don't know if people remember, but like I was the other day going back to the pause menu quite a bit during a couple of missions because I was trying to find like the enemies that were spawned or like if I miss enemies, because that's also an issue with Dot 1 is that there's certain time gates after you kill certain enemies for whatever reason that just takes a while for the next wave to spawn. And so like I just had to check and see if I missed anyone to make sure. And yeah, it just consumes time if you, one, miss an enemy, but two, if you don't check your map, you don't know if you missed anyone. So it's just like, well, okay.
Alright, so we're gonna do something over here. We're gonna kill a bunch of enemies away from where I'm gonna need to do some stuff. So we're just gonna shoot all these enemies all the way over here. You're seeing that I'm killing them off in the distance as well. This also works for target locking. So I'm just going to bring that bar on the left down. Which is like kill enemies until that bar is depleted. And like I said, there's enemies off in the distance, and I happen to get near a thing there. And we're gonna do a DOD.
Dog.
A DOD, Dragon Overdrive.
That's crazy.
Oh. And then we're gonna generate some more bar here by defeating enemies with Legna here, which is a another dragon. And yeah, like I said, it just shows. I skipped through it, but it shows DOD and then in brackets Dragon Overdrive as the explanation for what I just did. So the ogre, we're gonna do a DOD on him as well. So I don't know if I'll be able to DOD 5 times in this mission because generally I only DOD like 3 or 4. Kill the
Oh yeah.
ogre.
If you hold
So-
both triggers hard, it does more damage.
What?
That's just a
circle.
lie.
Yeah, it's a lie. You
That's
just
that's
use-
just a lie. The other stuff
I'm
has
like, what, how's that? Like, you're just messing with me at this point.
Let's see if I can get 5 DODs done. This is 4. Might be able to sneak 5 in. No, I'm just keeping
You just have
track.
to count. Okay, cool.
I have enough to get 5, so we'll just get that one out of the way here, and then I'll end the mission.
Well, while we finish mowing down our enemies with this dragon, do you mind if I read off another donation?
Oh yeah, please do, always.
Awesome, because we actually have a $99 donation
Oh,
Let's go.
from the Nordics, saying, thanks everyone for having us for a super fun afternoon of Mario Party for a good cause. Fred Hutch deserves every penny we can raise for them. Cancer sucks. It sucks for everyone involved in so many ways. So anything we can do as a community to help out to make it suck just a little bit less has a huge impact. Here's to the chaos, to the trains, to the houses and their cows, to the runners, the tech, the hosts, the organizers, and to you, the viewers. Enjoy the rest of Bingothon, and with luck on our side, we'll see you at the next one. And please, 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 let's get Robin that bluey costume. I know we can do it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nordics. We very much appreciate it, especially for a good cause like Fred Hutch.
Yeah. So yeah, Rod's in chat talking about the PS2 controller. It has some functions that most time don't get used in games. This game uses all of it. Buttons are pressure sensitive. They do depending on how much you push them or how hard, or if you rhythmically tap them, like I mentioned with the acceleration, it affects a variety of things in the game. So in the case for like DoD, it allows your bar to charge up by holding it, but also depending on when you're hitting the button during certain actions as well, it affects different things, such as, like I said, the acceleration for the dragon and other things like that. So if you hold down on it really hard for your first flap, you get an instant speed boost, which is like the acceleration off the line on like a Mario Kart, for example. So if I just did it there, you just saw me just like get an insane speed boost.
Oh my god.
So that's how that works.
And that obviously doesn't work. I don't know how that works in emulators, because obviously no controllers these days have analog face buttons.
It doesn't work very well. It's just, yeah, it's like the flying segments in emulation are slightly faster, but the rest of the gameplay is a lot slower because you can't make use of those pressure-sensitive buttons in those combat situations and things like that. So gargoyle cubes and other enemies have a 50-50 chance of dropping what we call breath spheres. Those are basically like power-ups to kill enemies. And so that's kind of a new iteration of the special that you used to be able to do in the flying missions in Dod 1. Which the white one that I'm using there is pretty much the base boosting attack that we had from Angelus in that game. So key thing to note though is I'm killing enemies. If I do a lock-on attack, it's like about a 25% chance on a kill that they'll drop a breath sphere. If I'm using a drunk shot, like a non-aimed, like a non-locked-on shot, it has a 50-50 chance of dropping a breath sphere rather than a lower percentage. It also does more damage as well compared to locked-on shots.
Let's head to the district.
So.
I am learning so much.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I do hold the world record. The game just finally, recently, just before this year, actually finally went into under sub 5 hours, which took a while. So I've been, speedrunning this game for more than almost three plus years. So, yeah. I mean, I'm playing this game a lot. Yeah, so we're finally into like more of the meat and potatoes of the game. Mostly I just want to get a chapter 1. If there's any early chapter 1 goals, it's great, but it doesn't look like we have too many we can get.
Look at this fog.
So I think everything else is going to be chapter 2 onwards. Looks like most of it's mid-game, which hopefully we can get to pretty quickly. So this is an instance of me wanting to use this map here because the fog makes it hard to see where the enemies are, and I'm just going to follow this like enemy trail to get my kills down. I haven't quite checked to see if there's a kill count goal as well, because on the bottom right it's tracking kills and combos.
I don't see a kill count.
I'm not seeing one either.
So it's another thing to keep note is kill count and combos do matter in this game, because if you can get a combo streak going, it improves your experience per kill after a certain combo value range. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head because I did all the work to test it and figure it out, and it's pinned somewhere in one of the .2 channels. But there's a lot of information to do with combos and combo chains and things like that. Alright, so we're getting told about the fog, and we're going to snipe these by hovering. The good use of the game letting us use the hover mechanic to deal with those. Move slightly.
I did just find the combo multipliers, if that's what you want me to mention
Yeah,
really
feel
quick.
feel free to iterate on that and add that info.
Yeah, so based off of what you put in 2021 about it, uh,
So 3 years ago.
yeah, 20 plus kills is 1.2 times per kill, 60 plus is 1.4 times, 100 plus 1.8, 200 plus 2.0, and 500 plus 2.5. And then it says as well that dot kills reward 5 times on ground missions.
5 times, yeah. So I probably wrote that wrong, but basically all the experience like that game is 5 times the amount of what like Noe, Eris, Mana, and Uruk will earn, which are other characters in the game. So he earns more experience, and even more, and because the values are also different in flying missions compared to ground missions, Leichna earns even more experience in those. But on general ground air missions where you can use Leichna and or ground the other characters, those missions give 5 times the reward XP on their base value. So if an enemy gives me 3, normally like they'll get 5 times that. Essentially is what it works out to. So
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Just because Legna needs more experience to level up.
So this does work like Dod 1 where it for weapons and such, but the dragon works differently in leveling up.
Yes. Because
Okay.
in Dod 1, the dragon levels up based on story progression
Yes.
rather than by experience, but in this game it does it by both.
Okay, so the dragon is basically a weapon in this game, experience-wise. So basically, you have to kill a certain amount of enemies is essentially what happens on that.
Yep.
And then the characters have their own experience as well.
Yeah, so both the weapons, the characters, and the dragon all level up independently. And weapons only gain experience if you're using the character that has that particular weapon equipped for the kill.
Yeah, it has to be that specific weapon.
Correct. And the character, not all characters get experience if you're not using them as well, so... Generally, a lot of the time when you're doing a regular run, you're focusing on leveling and experience on Noe, which is why it's always fun to have those goals in the boards where you have to maybe like learn to play other characters a bit more, like using Mana or Uruk or Eris, for example, which we almost never play because she's technically only available in the first small portion of the game, and then after that point, she's no longer available to play. So,
You know what I just realized? Eris has an Eris situation where you don't want to level her up.
Yeah, essentially, don't put too much effort into her.
Yeah, just like in Final Fantasy VII. Don't put too much effort into her. Spoilers for everyone. For 20-plus-year-old games.
Right, we're trying to kill as many enemies on these ridges as possible because I need to get that bar on the left down to a certain value. The reason for that is I'm setting myself up to eventually go in a cave on the bottoms, like south part of the map that's showing. And in there, if I zoom out, you'll see there's a little icon for like a chest. I'm gonna go grab that weapon because I need a weapon upgrade so that my damage doesn't fall too far behind with Noe right now, because we're very low level. Although it looks like I'm killing enemies super quickly. I'm also gonna go jump in this cave because I'm going to need money on this route for this board because, well, there's a lot of expensive stuff later on to get. So thankfully I know where some money is to go ahead and collect, like these chests that have bags of money in them. So that's a 3,000 gold there, which is a big deal. And then there's going to be about 900 in the cave going towards the weapon that we're going to get, which is the... I honestly forgot which weapon it is. It's a weapon that I normally get in the routing anyways.
By the way, 1,000 gold is a space, if you didn't notice.
Yeah. Alright, great.
Okay.
So that money bag just solved me another goal thing. So that's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Didn't even see that.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to mention it, just in case.
Talking of other goals, is it okay if I just quickly jump in with a very quick announcement?
Feel free.
Of course.
Okay, so we have met the incentive for unfiltered profanity in around the clock at Bikini Bottom. So that means when Sloth will run the game later, we're going to be seeing some rewritten dialogue and some F-bombs being dropped all over the place. Very appropriate for a very, very late night run right here at Bingothon Winter 2024. Things will be going amazing, but you can also keep on going to make sure that Rob ends up in that Bluey costume for Bluey the video game later on tonight. Remember, !donate in the chat.
I want to see that.
So I got
Also,
the weapon. I turned around with a quick turn, and then I'm just gonna cast magic to hopefully kill some of those guys, but it doesn't look like they want to follow me. I'm just trying to deplete the bar and then run across the fields to go deal with the last couple enemies. Alright, there we go. So, time to get on the dragon. And
So,
we're gonna go... Yep, go Riker.
I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this, but I just want to elaborate for people. Is there certain items and weapons in this game that have special unlock conditions where the chest will appear? Because in Drakengard 1, you had to do certain things for some weapons to appear on the map.
Yep, there is. There is definitely so. There's also hidden weapons on special variations of maps that you revisit as well, which you usually call free expeditions in this game, which are usually a good mission to do grinding for money or experience on.
Awesome. So this one was actually a very unique weapon where it's just free. You can just go and grab it. Yeah, that's true.
Those Horse Knights can only really be damaged by Eris, which is why I swapped to her. The other thing is they have a 50-50 chance of dropping 1,000 gold each. There's a lot of times I've done runs where they just don't drop anything, but I walked out of there with 4K, which is amazing.
Money in the bank.
Yeah, so that's another goal out of the way. Super happy about that. And we got the longsword. So that's nice.
4,200 gold. Yeah, you knocked that out of the park.
Yeah, so we're gonna switch to the soldier's sword now, which is super nice. So we'll get rid of the other weapon for now.
Lets you run fast, right?
No.
I know. I know.
No.
It's another one.
That'd be nice. I will be getting a weapon that will help with that, though. That I will use. I will use abuse a weapon that gives me that ability, longer reach for my attacks, as well as iframes during its use, which is quintessential for trying not to die in this game. A lot. Because
whoa, they just showed feet for free?
Yeah, I was in a cutscene where we get to meet Mana. She's now older. If you've seen Dot 1, she was like a little tiny girl that was super mad at the world, and now she's a much mature, older girl now, and doesn't remember anything about 18 years ago. So, yeah.
Oh, and for anyone that's curious about the timeline, because a long time ago people were saying that Drakengard 2 is not canon. It is. It's just very unique in its canonness. So the Nier series spawned off of the E ending of Drakengard 1. Meanwhile, this game spawned off of the A ending. So there's a lot more different things that happen in the timelines because of that. And it's, if you know about Nier and all that, a lot of the things in this are not going to affect the storyline in Nier itself. However, there are tangential things that do correlate with both timelines.
Yeah. I'm going to touch base on damage types in this game because it's something that people might be not aware of. It's not super told it to you as a player in the game. So if you're dealing positive damage, which is like increased damage to an enemy, you'll see red numbers. If you're dealing less damage to an enemy, you'll see blue numbers. Basically, that lets you know whether or not you should be swapping weapons or swapping characters, or the damage that you're dealing from either a magic attack or something is not effective. Noe deals all increased damage to human enemies, are humanoids, and Eris deals increased damage to undead. Mana, which we'll see later, deals increased damage to magic enemies, and Uric deals increased damage to monsters. That being said, it's actually in the doc that I sent both my commentators that there also is weaknesses as well for each of them for enemy types that they would be encountering, which is usually the opposite of what they're good against.
Should I jump onto the pillars to get there?
There's that. I almost forgot that I need to go behind here. So we're gonna get another free weapon here, which we'll only use basically for this section coming up after. Some of this should be familiar to Rod. I know I've changed the red a lot, and he probably hasn't seen this run since the redding changes for the last couple years.
Yeah.
Other thing too is you're going a tiny bit off of the routing, but also you're kind of telling us whenever that happens, just because of the gold and all that you're gonna need, right?
Yeah, so like a lot of this I'm gonna try to keep as close to the any percent as I can, but it's not gonna happen based on the goals. So, well, a lot of stuff in the early game is gonna feel pretty much the same as the any percent. By the time we get out of like the first few chapters, we're gonna be going for going for all as many goals as we can. We'll still advancing the story only when we need to clear up any new goals that we can't actually get to. It's just we don't have anything in the first couple of chapters that I need to be too worried about. So we're just kind of trying to push the story along so that we open up a bit more things. Also, I've done it a few times, but there is a recovery animation midair if you get hit, which is also super handy. So if I get knocked up, instead of waiting to fall down and take damage, I can just recover midair for a backflip or something like that. You could also do side rolls and things like that, which I have been trying to avoid using. If you've played Dod 1, you'll kind of know how those work, but they are slightly different in this game.
This game, they kind of actually try to have it where you rotate around the enemy, right? Instead of...
Yeah, while I'm parried like this, I can kind of move around them, which is a lot handier. And like rolling is actually really nice, because like for Eris and all the other characters, they have a unique way of dodging. So like for Noe, he does like a roll. Ow, that was very painful. Alright, so we're gonna use that healing item. Also, there's like combos that I can use. I can use like a forward thrust as well, which a lot of people don't know you can do. But the only way to really do it is by buffering it off of a regular attack.
Interesting. Didn't know that. I will mention that in Dod 1 the rolls are very linear and don't rotate around an enemy. You will literally just go side to side. But also the combos, since we just mentioned them, are very much not shown explicitly in Dod 1. They're kind of like you get this little light on your weapon that goes like, hey, you can make a combo attack now if you want to hit your heavy attack. And that's kind of your cue. Meanwhile, in this, it kind of just tells you whenever you level up your weapon. It's like, hey, here's what you do.
So we're gonna go put on the Pulsate's Misery, and that's only for this like next one mission essentially coming up, and it's because its magic special is really good for helping us clear the waves that we're gonna deal with, because it's gonna be a really short level. I'm just waiting to get out of chapter 1 so I can do some free expeditions later on and actually get access to the shop, because there's a lot of stuff in there that we could get checked off of once we get the shop. But that won't be until chapter 2. So we're just trying to keep chugging along here so we can get some more goals out of the way. I still want to try to get some more money along the way if I can, but money is really tight early game. So we'll see, because I gotta farm about 50,000 at least. And that's only for like 3 things out of the shop essentially right now, which is kind of crazy. So Because enemies generally only drop a 10 gold coin, which doesn't really buy anything on its own. So you can imagine how hard it is to get money unless you get the 100 gold coin drops or the 1,000 gold bags when playing through missions from either enemies or by getting the guaranteed ones from chests and boxes along the way.
Inflation hit Midgard pretty hard after ending A in Drakengard 1.
Yeah, pretty well. Alright, so we're trying to generate combo here so we can get MP orbs to spawn, and they'll spawn based on the combo chain at periodic points as well as the increased experience, but because these enemies only give me like one experience each for the villagers, it's not too beneficial right now, but we're just getting some of that built up. Now I'm going to switch to Eris to do the same thing with her to get her MP bar built, because I'm going to need her to help speed up killing these waves. And yeah, so we're taking full use of the combo system to gain experience. And you can see like some of the enemies that I was killing are giving 1.2 times experience, as was mentioned earlier by Riker for me. So that's great. We don't have a thing for Eris to level up with? Yeah, that would have been nice. Alright, so now that we have mana, I'm just gonna try to group all these enemies up. If I don't get stun locked, that would be great. Thanks.
No, you don't get mana until later.
No, like actual magic. Not that mana. Don't get waifu until later, yes. Most broken character in the game, hands down.
Wait, mana is? I thought it was the other person. The guy.
Yurik? Well, I mean, he's pretty busted against, like, monsters, but... okay, I don't want to switch weapons. Go away. Okay, I needed to kill those guys first before I swapped. Those guys would have healed the ogres and stuff. Because they have a healing ability. Ooh. Hope you like crunchy audio from these guys, because they love giving it. Chance to get gold off them. Alright, there we go. Now we can go back to finishing up the wave here. Just deal with the threats first, then deal with all the plebeians afterwards. Essentially how most of your Dog 2 fights will want to go. Yeah, we have one
pretty
guy.
MMO-esque. Kill the healers first, go after the big boss, kill the ads after that.
Yeah, and now my health is going to be draining while fighting these guys. In the stage, that's why it's like kind of blinking red. My health is slowly going down. There's a couple sections. Yeah, it's the poison gas they're releasing. Alright, so
Let's hurry.
yeah. Thankfully, there's only like 2 parts in the game where that really matters.
I can't remember. There isn't a boss fight for this guy, right?
Sorry, there is a what?
Is there a boss fight for Zengpo? Or whatever? The crazy guy that we're going after right now?
Kinda, not really. That's not really for Zangpo. Unfortunately.
He's just a silly guy.
Yeah. I'm ignoring the game telling me to fill up my my item bar. It will generally tell you if you have empty consumable slots to bring into combat, so it's a nice reminder, but I don't care to bother doing that right now.
We'll keep her
I
locked.
shouldn't be needing to rely on heals.
No,
Hopefully.
there are enemies on the west side of the cave complex. Let's go.
So now we gotta navigate around here. So Mana we saw earlier, well, we didn't see her, but we saw her feet in a cutscene earlier. And she's been locked away here. And we're just like securing the rest of the villagers with her that were held captive as prisoners right now. Because believe it or not, there's a war going on. I forgot who won the war in Drakengard 1. I think it was the Union?
It was the Union and A ending.
Yeah.
Yeah. So So it's the Union that won. So these are all. I forgot what the other faction was called.
Legion.
Empire.
You sure they're Legion? I think they're Empire.
Empire Legion. Yeah.
We're here to rescue you.
Yeah. So a lot of these villagers are remnants. A lot of the villagers are remnant survivors from the Empire.
We're trying to rescue
And
You can tell by their accent.
Yeah. Everybody's accent. Every accent
That's not
in
a
the game.
joke.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah. So they're left over from the Empire, and so is Mana.
There must be
as
more
well.
traps inside the cave. Be
She was part of
careful.
the Empire faction. So they're all being held captive.
Yeah, it's okay. They're the evil empire, so it's fine to just run through and kill all the peasants.
Well, they're not
That's-
under
that's-
control by the Red Eye anymore, so I don't think we really have to worry about that.
Yeah, exactly. So it's fine. You can just go kill them all.
You know,
That's cool.
I just realized it was very scary for me to run through that particular hallway instead of going around the other way, because there was a mage in there that can buff the other orcs and make them deal like quad damage and go super aggressive and kill me instantly.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah. I've tried to go through that path before, and I usually get destroyed, so I'm glad that worked out.
Just mindlessly went through the quicker route and went, oh yeah, that could have killed me.
Yeah, you want to be kind of careful with some of the paths that you take. White numbers are essentially like normal damage. For whatever reason, melee does not deal increased damage to the villagers, only to particularly like soldiers and knights and things like that. So basically, he deals more damage to the Union or Empire soldiers. But we don't really see too many Empire enemies.
He's not buffed against peasants.
Yeah, no buff against peasants, unfortunately.
That would have been
As
really
a sort of buff
fun,
against
though.
him.
Where is
Please,
this
he's
guy?
not kind.
Where is this guy? Are you
Yeah,
down
where
here?
is he?
Oh, he's down here.
He's probably,
I found him.
yeah.
Yep.
Usually always like one guy down there for some reason. Oh, good, we can start moving here. So we're quelling the revolt
It's
of
to
all
do
of the
with
prisoners
to decide
by
the woman's fate.
unfortunately killing all the prisoners. I don't know why that's supposedly a good idea, but
That's fine.
that's what's going on.
Kind must be in charge.
I've cornered them at the entrance. Let's finish
Yeah, we'll find out more about that later.
I don't think we will.
Well, we'll see.
No, we will.
We'll see how far we get along with the
Yeah.
leading into that.
What chapter is that?
It's all right.
Like 4 or 5, I believe.
That will never
Oh,
be.
okay.
Oh, is
when
it that
we-
soon?
Yeah, when we go to like the village of Rust or City of Rust, I believe. Yeah, City of Rust. So whatever chapter we start heading to City of Rust.
Yeah, I do
That
remember.
was so
it's
much
in the-
later.
What chapter? Are we still in 1, or is this is 2 now, right? Or is
This is
Yeah,
2-6.
We're on 2.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we're on 2 now already.
Why did you?
Verse 6.
Which means we'll have access to a shop soon, and then also expeditions, which will allow us to get some more goals going, which is super nice. Yeah, we should be able to hit, like, normally I can hit chapter 3 or 4 in, like, about an hour. If we were doing, like, the regular routing, and I wasn't trying to go through goals, like, an hour, hour and a half, usually. So we're gonna pop on the last healing there, and then move on. Oh, no.
Huh, that was scary.
That was very scary. I'm just gonna save over that slot.
Almost accidentally, he returned to title.
Yeah, that would have been funny. That's not what I meant. I hit the down button one too many times there. There is a tad bit of buffering delay with like navigating the actual menus, unfortunately, but like during gameplay, it's not a problem because you can use that to your advantage.
To stop that ship.
It's funny how that's the one consistent issue in all the Drakengard games is the menu buffering.
All right, we're gonna get the 2,000 experience thing here because it'll be easy with leg now. So we're gonna not get bodied by this airship, but each part of this airship that we blow off before breaking it is gonna give us about 1,000 experience or a couple hundred each, and the main ship is gonna give us like a bunch of experience. All right, so we just earned a bunch of experience there. And we'll get a nice like, I think it's like almost like 4 or 5 or 6K from the actual ship. On the thing there, it tells me how much experience I get per enemy. There we go, got it. I think it was like 2,500 for this one, but
on the sheet it says 6,000 for the ship plus 1,500 for the engines.
yeah. So we burned tons of experience there. Easy.
I'm not sure if it means 1,500 per
That's
engine
in total
or
for the engine. No, that's in
Oh,
total
okay.
for the engine. Or like for all the engines total. Okay, I need to stop trying to save. Go down, please. Continue. Yep. So we're on 2.7 now. Yeah. Actually, that knocks out that as well.
Oh, I didn't even
That's-
realize. That's good.
Yeah, I didn't even see that there was another experience one.
I mentioned it before we started.
We did, yeah.
Alright, so we're gonna get our actual first boss coming up, and hopefully I can get the quick kill. I don't know if Rod remembers this boss and the quick kill that I found for it, but
I don't remember the quick kill that you found for it.
We can't go any further.
Do I remember that? Is this the boar?
yes, this is the budget goose.
Yeah, budget goose.
Budget goose.
Which, if you don't know Nier, that makes literally no sense. It's just kind of funny.
It is very funny. I like it.
I know Nier and I'm confused.
You'll find out when we get to it.
Yeah. There's only so many boss designs in the world, you know.
So yeah, that design was actually just reused from this game, which is kind of funny. Instance where quick turning around is what I need to do, and then we're gonna go. Okay, it's hard to jump on and off the dragon because like your dragon's so big, and there's areas where you're not supposed to be going on and off them.
This game also adds a lot of verticality that isn't in the original Drakengard. All the missions where you're flying the dragon and fighting stuff on the ground in Drakengard 1 are just like a flat open field, basically. One of them's literally just that. But this has, I don't know, 2 levels of thing you can get on. This is the most impossible thing to do. This one thing where you have to like ground pound in the exact right spot.
Oh, I was close. I'm usually pretty close to getting on the spot. There we go. That was a lot quicker than I was expecting to get it, not gonna lie. So if you don't do what I just did, you get an infinitely looping map, and you can't escape. Casually, Rod got me to play this game blind for the first time. Yeah, I spent like 14 hours.
Counted to play it blind, and then I went to sleep.
14 hours to get through, like, the whole game, but I spent, like, a good 5 hours just stuck between the ending of Chapter 2 to 3. Because of these levels in this area.
Yeah, I got him to play it, and then I went to sleep. And then I woke up, the match was still playing, and I was like, oh, what did I do?
So my obsession of Datu is all your fault.
I know, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Oh, and just kind of a little Easter egg for everyone. Mash's name in the speedrun Discord is Drakengard too, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so now that we have the map, doesn't look like we can get over to the other side, but go down over here, and I couldn't figure this for the longest time, but we could just do this.
What?
Okay,
Looks like
we're
someone
over the
used
wall.
this path recently.
And then I'm gonna get into an area,
Casual.
and then I can get into an area that you're not supposed to dismount the dragon.
Most intended gameplay mechanic.
Someone's been been hiding out in this cave.
And then you're not supposed to be able to dismount the dragon in that spot because it's too tiny.
Legna, I'll look
So,
for mana on the ground. You
We're
take the
just
sky.
doing that. We're gonna ignore all these villagers.
Very well. Don't lose
And there's
your
a
way
puzzle
chasing
we're gonna
after
solve,
bad boys.
which took me a while to figure out how it works, but it's actually really easy.
Puzzle.
Oh, this one. Yeah. I saw one of my friends playing this puzzle, and yeah.
All right. This will be the boss fight where we'll try to do the quick kill. We'll see if it works. I gotta get Budget Goose here to charge me at the wall. All right, come here.
Oh, yeah, okay. Now I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the same boss.
Kill the knights.
Same exact boss.
They're rebels.
Yeah, so I need her to come over here.
Eventually.
She's just not. She usually charges right away. I don't know what she's deciding to do here.
She's just vibing today.
Yeah. No violence.
All right, so
Here
we're
we go.
gonna do a charge thrust. Oh, I didn't get the. I didn't kill her in one cycle. I don't know if we'll do this. There we go.
That was close, though.
It's still quick. It's just not as quick
Yeah.
because she took forever to get over there.
So you can just one cycle her usually, doing that.
Yeah, if I was faster, I could have one cycle there. But
It's
it's
the
unfortunate.
perfect place for a criminal.
Everybody like.
She was also being weird.
right?
I was
Like-
gonna say this teleporting one always confuses me, and I always do it wrong like 4 times. Because if you walk in the wrong teleport thing, it teleports you to the start.
Is this also her power?
Yeah, I
Oh,
memorized the pattern, thankfully.
Yeah, there's not like a hint for how to do it. It just you need to just
Yeah.
do it.
It's not super hard, but it's super annoying if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. And then if you
Back
know what
when
you're doing, it's
games-
even more annoying because then you walk to the wrong thing anyway, and you're like, oh no.
Which it looks like Mash almost did.
I almost did because I forgot that I needed to go off.
But back when games used to just pad out the gameplay with this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Just like this needs to be longer. Let's add something very annoying.
Must be in this room.
Yeah,
We'll show them.
yeah, we're all
The
Gucci.
exit is near.
Almost done here.
We'll hold them here.
These villagers,
sorry.
man, in this tiny
I'll
spot
fight
are
to bring
just
peace
super
back to
annoying
this
because they're.
land.
It's not like they do any damage to me, but it's still not worth my time for one experience.
They're just giving you a pat on the back.
Yeah, but thematically, you could kill them all.
Yeah,
Well, I guess no, I wouldn't do that. He'd do that and then be like, I can't believe we killed the villagers.
yeah, I know he doesn't like all the things he's been doing lately.
Why did
so.
I kill the villagers?
Uh,
I don't know. I'm starting to become a Kime fan. After this.
Yeah. This game has good kind propaganda.
True.
yes. All right, finally on chapter 3. So we can do the chapter 3 air mission under 2 minutes, hopefully. Which there's a couple that we can do that in pretty easily. At least I can. All right, there's Endless Ground in the Village of Stone. Unlocked. I don't think Endless Grounds are a free expedition though. It's Hallowed Water, so that's like just after chapter 4, from what I remember.
Is that our first time on the map?
Yes.
Nice.
Well, no, the second
Mhm.
time, but there was
Okay.
nowhere else to go.
Yeah, I was just like, it's the first time I remember seeing it.
Yeah.
The very unique map.
No way.
All right, so Noe does something really dumb, and he attacks Gizmore because he got poisoned, and now he's going to run away instead of explaining to Eris that Gizmore is a traitor and killed his father. And because Eris would have believed him had he said anything, because they are very close friends from growing up, he runs away like an idiot. And everybody's now going to be out to hunt him and kill him.
Yep. Because why talk things out when you can instead of run away and make them worse?
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
moral
so
of this story.
Have to.
Yeah, so we are poisoned now, so we're going to be running through this level, trying not to die, and get out of here as quickly as we
I
can.
have to remember to
And
keep
kind of on the way
healing
picking up
myself.
health crates,
I would have
instead of
killed
using our
Gizmo if
items,
Eris hadn't come in.
and avoiding taking damage.
Eris,
It's also convenient that, well,
sorry.
jumping helps with movement speed, it also helps with avoiding
Put
enemies.
away your sword.
That makes sense. And remember, everyone, running away from poison is how you get rid of
Let me
poison.
through. I don't want to fight.
While I beat up these knights at the host.
This is the third time poison's shown up in this game.
Yeah. The hosts have anything to say now? Would be
there
a
is
good
a
time
lot.
while beating up the knights.
Yeah, so good. I could end up bringing in a very quick blurb. So, for those who just tuned in, this is Bingothon Winter 2024, and we are currently raising some amazing money for Fred Hutch. And they have earned a global reputation for their track record of discoveries in cancer, infectious disease, and basic research, including important advances in bone marrow transportation, HIV, stroke, AIDS prevention, immunotherapy, and COVID-19 vaccines. And beyond their research, they have a survivorship program aimed to help ensure that patients, their families, and their caregivers can live a high-quality life even beyond treatments. We've been doing some fantastic fundraising for that charity for previous Bingothon events, and we're more than happy to keep on doing so now and in the future. Do remember though, the more money we get now, the closer we'll get to seeing Rob in that bluey costume, and if we end up hitting $2,000, we'll end up getting to see that full preview on screen, and trust me, it's just going to be amazing to see. Exclamation mark, donate. Please, we need to see this glory right here.
Yes, please do get your donations in. Support the Fred Hutch Foundation. And yeah, like I mean, they're doing great work, and I just like charitable causes in general. As somebody who's been trying to get more into that stuff over the last almost 8 years that I've been involved with event stuff now.
How about us?
So I think it's a great thing. All right, so this should be the mission. We can get that Chapter 3 air mission under 2 minutes, because we just have to kill this plane.
Oh yeah, there's planes now.
Yeah.
Are we enemies
Yeah,
now?
the Union has planes. They figured out some crazy tech.
Because before they just had airships with big balloons, but
Just the two of us
instead they've
down
decided to
there,
make a plane.
just like before.
Weirdly enough, I don't actually remember ever fighting planes in this game. Like, I know they're in the game, but you would think they'd be more of a big deal. Maybe I just don't remember them.
Yeah, 36 seconds. Awesome. That's done.
Nice.
All right, I'm going.
Are you sure that's under 2 minutes though?
Later review.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if 36 seconds is under 2 minutes. Can we get a confirmation from chat about that?
All right. Is there any purchases that you have to do in this chapter, by the way?
I might be able to do a few. I might want to hang on to some purchases, even though we're getting forced into a shop. So we got the Skeld song. Yeah, the shop's very bare right now, and you can see like 15,000 for this weapon. So it's like, yeah, I'm not really gonna be. Skeld song's not one of the things, so I'm not even gonna bother. So we'll wait. We'll hold the money.
Yeah, looking at it, it looks like Hunter's Joy is the one that you're gonna have to get, but it's an obtain, isn't it?
Yeah, so
Or,
it'll be. It's a guaranteed on one of the upcoming missions, actually.
Okay.
So it's a nice, easy one. Essentially, because the instead of getting the Skeld song, which we used to do in an older version of the route, when Rod was running the game, I decided to opt to not use it because Hunter's Joy ended up being a better alternative to wait out for, and changing from an already leveled up weapon to Skeld song was not worth the money that you spent when you could save that money for much better items later on. So, Hunter's Joy being a much faster weapon to use with better DPS and a better special, made for it to be a much nicer weapon coming later chapters before we get our... Well, I would say one of the weapons that we basically get the iframes abuse with, which allows us to make pretty quick work of enemies as well as avoid taking damage from them. So... But in general, like any magic that you use will give you iframes during the activation of it. So, nice little trick for people if they didn't know that.
Nice little trick for me then.
Yeah, we'll see some iframe abuse later with bosses and things like that. In fact, I go into the last boss of the game, which is arguably a very hard fight, with only one healing item, and the rest of it is magic crystals because I only use iframe abuse during that fight. Just to kind of point that out there. And that's kind of what allowed me to get the current fast time of under 5 hours that we currently hold on the board. I'm also too lazy to submit the all endings run, which was just over 20 hours long, which is three complete playthroughs of the game. Each time you play through the game, the difficulty of the game goes up. So there is no like easy, normal, hard in that sense. So the game scales everything up, and because we're doing this in a speed run, we're gonna be finishing the first playthrough at extremely low levels. So when routing for that, we have to do a little bit of farming and prep towards the mid to late game. Because for an average casual playthrough, you're expected to be around like level 25 to 30, but in a speed run, you're sometimes barely making it over level 15 if you're going really fast and avoiding killing any extra enemies that you don't need. So it's a huge difference because you have far less health and well, generally it's just far less health is more or less what it boils down to. It doesn't really change your damage since weapons damage is mostly fixed on the weapon level. So that's a pretty big difference. And then on the second playthrough, which is where it activates hard, you're expected to finish the game at around 50, maybe, like somewhere close to 50. I also have that noted somewhere in the Discord pin somewhere. This is all like information I spent a lot of time working on segmented for probably the first 2 years before I did that run live for the first time. It was all segmented up until the first like RTA attempt, which Rod thought wasn't going to be possible.
Yeah. I'm a doubter.
Big doubter. Did not understand how much effort I was putting into that too.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So, alright, so we gotta turn around here.
So, since you were discussing how it gets harder as you beat the game each time, what is the difference between standard and challenge mode at the beginning when you selected those?
So, challenge mode, which is one of the potential goals that we could have had with the difficulty increase that we got. Challenge mode essentially puts the game in basically hard mode state from the start. And the difference of that is not only do enemies have more health, deal more damage, enemies' AI and their like attack patterns and how aggressive they are completely change as well. And that also changes their attack speed and movement speed too. So, yeah. That happens with every difficulty increase from every subsequent playthrough until the third playthrough where it caps. But then challenge mode goes ahead and doubles that. So essentially, if you do the first playthrough of the game, all the enemies are bumped up twice for every stat across the board. On the third playthrough, that is then multiplied again, and then on challenge mode, that's also further multiplied. So if you do the math, that's pretty ridiculous.
That is absolutely just off the charts.
Yeah, there is bosses in the all endings run where I died a couple times too, because they could just like kill me in like 1 or 2 hits. Which is, you know, not fun when you're like trying to be around like level 25 by the time you finish the game.
Yeah.
Like I was like barely level 30 at that time.
Holy. So basically challenge mode is like, yeah, don't do that casually until you really figure this game out.
Yeah, essentially. Okay, I didn't kill the skeleton yet, unfortunately. I don't have any character yet. other than No Way, so fighting new skeletons is very bad.
Yeah, and
Dealing
level up.
10
Maybe that'll
damage.
help. Oh, I didn't even
like-
realize it's reduced. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, blue damage, because No Way is not very good at fighting undead. That's one of his weaknesses. Oh, come on. I'm trying to get a parry, but he's... Come on. No?
He's not
Okay.
cooperating.
Yeah, he's not
Yeah.
cooperating.
Might just have to try stun lock or something.
Alright, I got a parry. There we go. It's, yeah, super annoying. Also, some enemies will fight each other as well, because they're not, like, specifically allied where all enemies are allied to each other. So it depends on, like, their race class in the game as well. So, like,
Oh, that's pretty unique.
You'll see monsters fighting humans and other undead fighting each other and stuff like that sometimes. So this is gonna be the Hunter's Joy that we get. It's, hopefully I can land on the spot. It's gonna be, like, around here.
Would you go and get it for me? I'll reward you, of course.
I was
So this
almost-
person literally just tells you, like, go grab that treasure chest.
Yeah,
Then I'll
we're
give you
sent here to
something.
We're sent here to rescue him, and he was here collecting weapons, because he's, like, collecting weapons for the shopkeeper, essentially. And he just gives us the weapon for free. And then he introduces us to, like, quote-unquote a forced, like, side quest. It's not, like, relevant to the story progression, per se, but because it's being forced, it is. So that gives us that. Dragon levels up. Because we have enough experience and we get progression point. We're going to go ahead and equip Hunter's Joy over our other weapon. Swap that out. And we're probably going to need the heals equipped. I'm running out of heal spots here, so we'll see how this goes. So I'm going to move my heals around in my menu here. And that's just because I want to be using my weaker heals first. And then eventually, once I start getting lower on heals, I'm going to probably need to buy them, which is unfortunate, because that means it cuts into the money I would have had. So, yeah, we almost got a line. Brilliant Crystal is not going to be fun to get, though, because that's 10,000 gold that I would rather spend on something useful.
Okay.
But we're going to be heading into Chapter 4 now. Yeah, we're on Chapter 4 already, and we're only like an hour into the game. This is why I was saying, like, if you're going fast enough, you can really blaze through the first, like, quarter to half the game a lot quicker than most people think.
I see. So,
mhm.
One question for you is that when it comes down to the speedrunning, at least, whenever you do get a new weapon for the route, you always want to replace the weapon that's in that slot already for that character?
Yeah, it helps with when you're using the weapon wheel to rotate, you'll just go to the next available weapon. You don't want to have too many weapons stacked in there, or else it takes forever to rotate to the weapon you do want to swap to, including when you have multiple characters. We also have a new breath sphere now, which is a fireball that explodes. That's pretty handy. So we have a goal for 12 breath sphere uses in a single mission.
Yeah, I was about to mention that. Make sure that you saw that.
Yeah, it's not going to happen in this mission because it's too short. And I have to hope they drop them, which is another hard thing to do. There's not enough enemies generally, because they're just going to die. I mean, we got like 3.
The knight's ship is here.
I think that was...
Or-
Why so far?
Yeah. No, you did have 4 before.
Alright, there's...
No.
There... I should have 5 now, I believe, if I'm counting right.
Oh, are you counting just the pickups used?
Yes, pickups.
Okay, so... Okay, gotcha. I was counting the 3 number. So,
yeah,
like,
some
each
have
turn
ammunition. Yeah, some have ammunition. If you read the description, you can't cheat using multiple use power-ups. Because there's one that you can get later in the game. There's one you can get later in the game, which is the blue one that gives you like machine gun ability.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That has like 100 shots.
Yeah, you can stack up to like 33 each, 30 each use, I believe, or something like that. Each pickup, so you can stack up to like 90. And yeah, you could clear those way too easy otherwise.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
I thought about all of that, trust me. So getting 12 is going to be hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, if that's the case, 12 sounds easy.
No. They gotta be
easy. It has to be hard.
It has to be hard. Suffering is good.
It's the moral of the story, actually.
We have some griffins here. My lock-on is trying to get me to go after the gargoyle cubes. We're fine now. We're just gonna swing around, kill some gargoyle cubes for some extra XP.
In the end, it seems to be the only place I can call home.
Shout out to gargoyle cubes being in every Drakengard game and then just disappearing.
Yeah, they're in literally every Drakengard game. In some form or another.
Wait, are they in Automata?
Yeah,
yes.
they're in all of them.
Yep, every single Drakengard game.
Wait, where are they in Automata?
I don't fully remember, but I know they're in it.
And see if I can Google it, but I don't. I don't think somebody's gonna tell me.
It's a little late, but I do. There is at the very top middle row. Obtain a weapon from a mission. That technically combos into me getting one from the Hunter's Joy.
Let's go.
Hold on here. I got signed out of the bingo board here. That was scary. Okay, here we go. All right. So in some cases you could set up combos as well. I just didn't see that goal. So there is some room to like help you speed up clearing boards, or like most of the time too. Like I did a lot of the work to like design the goals to like be fun for like lockout or blackout bingo, because especially for team play too. But also it's still really fun to play on your own if you'd like to. In that sense, whether you're going for multi-lines and things like that. Yeah, this level, I don't like it, but I have optimized it to a point. It's just really annoying, because it's very tight spaces with a dragon. If this was Dodd 1, this would be, like, really terrible.
Yeah.
Was that a rock wall crumbling?
Dodd 1, the dragon likes to drift farther than what your controller says for it to do. That's basically how it feels.
Yeah. These crystals I have to activate in sequence under a time limit, which, believe it or not, is very difficult casually. But once you activate the first crystal, you're on a timer. So I activate these in a very particular way, so that I have always just enough time to be able to get them all active. And then I'm gonna snipe this one. And then quick turn in the middle of that cutscene turn, and I'm already facing the direction I need to go.
We're almost
there we go.
My
nice and
life
easy.
will go back to the way it was.
This cliff was made.
I'm going to be coming up on another boss soon, so yeah, if hosts want anything else to plug right now, it would be a great time, because we're going into a kill arena.
Alright, I can end up chiming in again with this one, no problem. Okay then, so, we've got some amazing runs coming along next as part of Bingothon Winter 2024. Now, for those tuning in, and you're thinking, who is Bingothon? Well, let me tell you right now, ever since it started in December 2018, we've raised over $33,000 for various charities, completed 13 marathons, and branched out into various external events and content, including Bingothon Taskmaster, the Blind Bingo series, or the generic Bingo tournament, among others. So, from the bottom of my heart, I would thank you all for supporting us during that time so far. Things have been amazing. and why not subscribe to the channel? You could get some access to some amazing emotes as well. Revenue made from subscribing does not go for charity, but it's used to improve Bingothon's marathons and other events, so that support is much appreciated. Also remember, !donate in the chat for this marathon as well, raising money for Fred Hutch, and once we reach $2,000, we'll get to see that full body preview of Rob in the bluey costume. Come on, let's keep on going with this! !donate in the chat.
Perfect. Awesome stuff. Alright, so Rod, this is the Hunter's Joy. It's significantly faster attack width, as you're already seeing.
Yeah.
And it's got a force knockback blast that does a lot of damage. And if they're not blocking it, it would do more than just send them flying. It would actually deal damage. But particularly in this section, you want to kind of get the combo counter as high as you can. Oh, that hurts a lot when he does that.
Cool.
Yeah, combo in this section is kind of nice to get because you can get some early increased experience, because these guys provide 15 experience normal, and then when you get the multiplier added on, you can start really building it up. So, you get Noe strong enough early enough you'll have a much easier time late game. The other thing to note too is you can stall the counter from timing out on you by having magic ready to use, because not only does it provide iframes, it allows you to keep the counter active for a little bit longer each time you use it. So they went from 15 experience each, giving me a little bit more than that with the multiplier attached to it, which is super nice.
I will say at least they had the foresight in these games for the combo meter to not just reset upon you getting hit.
Yeah, that is
because
very nice.
Yeah, because there's a lot of Musou games that just you will have your combo reset on that, and these games you just cannot not get hit.
Yeah, it's just impossible to like actively dodge everything because they just walk up from behind you, and I guess you could kind of see it on the radar, but I'm not that skilled.
Yeah, I don't think really there's a situation where you could reasonably do Drakengard 1 or 2 completely hitless. There's just absolutely no way unless you want to spend literally years preparing.
I was about to say, don't say this, Riker. Stop.
No, no.
No. Ash has not heard that. No.
I'll have you know, I've already started work on Dod 3 damageless, so...
I mean, that one's possible.
New game
that one's
plus
definitely
damageless?
possible.
No, new game.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
It took me
that-
an entire, 8-hour stream to get out of prologue.
Oh man.
I believe that.
Dod 2, I might find it slightly easier. Maybe.
No.
Real? No.
No.
No. There's no way. See, the problem with Dod 1 and 2, in my opinion, for that kind of thing, is you don't really have anything that can hit backwards. While Dod 3, you are very fluid, so you can turn around pretty quick. Meanwhile, these games are very clunky, and once you engage in a combo, you're attacking straight forward and you're not turning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. It's very easy to get ganked from behind by enemies in this game. Alright, countered that. Nice. One thing I like about the parry system in this game is it's very useful. Yeah.
I mean, I used the parry system in Dod 1 the other day.
Yeah, but it's bad in Dog 1.
It is. Especially because you get hurt a lot still.
I need to make sure I pick up all that money that these guys can drop. So, regular soldiers can drop the 10 gold coin, or the 10 silver coin, and then the 100 gold coin from the knights occasionally. So we did pick up a weapon that's guaranteed in this level, which is the weapon that I usually finish any percent with Noe. Well, I get close to finishing the game with. We got one more weapon usually, or two more weapons with Noe in the regular run. for the rest of the game. There's just 2 more weapon upgrades for him. Technically. Well,
Idiots.
if you count the 2 other ones on top of that we use for like 1 mission each, sure there's 4, but there's only 2 major ones that matter. And it'll be the one that we just got, and one later that we can kind of get for free if we spend the time to go get it. Which is a very good weapon in Dod 1, which Rod should remember.
What was the name of the weapon? Oh, you didn't say.
It's the Green Blade one. Do you remember the name of that one?
Oh God.
It's Kaim Sword. Trust me.
Yeah,
No.
Kaim Sword. Yeah.
It's not
I mean, I can cheat and read the bingo because I assume it's in the bingo.
In the
I didn't
bingo?
know.
It's
Are you
not
just
actually in there.
Oh, it's not. Oh, okay. Is it like
Not in
moon
there.
something? No, I'm going crazy.
No. No.
I was using the Moonblade yesterday, or I can't remember what it's called. Moon something. That one's red.
No, rep.
Yeah. Alright, we're finally gonna get to use Mana, and you'll see why she's really, really nice. Alright, so we have Noe's Sword, which gives us a very awesome and unique ability for magic. Instead of dealing damage with it, we're going to use it to gain our iframes, increase attack speed, increase movement speed, and increase attack range, which is super nice. But mostly we want to use it for the iframes, which we'll see a bit later. So now we have a bit of a start with a flying mission here. And it'll move transition right into a ground section where we get to use Mana. And now that we have her, we'll be able to use the very broken magic in the game. And by broken, I mean it's magic for a lot of the weapons can be pretty broken with her. Mana's got some interesting movement and attacks as well. Like not get bodied by mages here. Yeah, maybe getting no damage or no hit by enemies would be very difficult in this game. But if you look on some of the goals that possibly could happen, there are a couple goals like that. Just for the added giggles.
By the way, I'm talking non-segmented, so you get hit, you restart the game.
Yeah, I'm not
God.
non-segmented. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's what I was talking
That's the
about.
reason why a lot of my work with this game has been segmented for like 2 years. So I do work segmented and then perform the runs live and then do the whole sitting recording, and then it's what I count.
Yeah, which is completely fair because this game it's just long. It's not like it's grueling or unexciting or anything like that. It's just long. That's all.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff going on in the game. Lots interesting. I would say it's good, but it's interesting.
Dog 2's biggest fans just said it's not a good game. What?
Yeah.
Do we have a recording of that?
We have
Yeah.
a recording.
I'll put it in
Ame
writing.
saying- we have a recording of Ame saying it's a good game.
We did.
So, confirmed.
We do. It's actually Sugoi's, I think, PB sound? Or no, it's reset sound. That's what it was.
That
Yeah.
sounds right.
Yeah.
Great. As soon as that recording became available, I was pinged immediately. I was like, yes. So all these mages are just gonna go this, and they're dead. It's another instance of magic being really strong, and they're also weak to magic too, which is nice. But it works on all the knights and stuff too.
Nice.
One of the really strong weapons that we buy in the regular 90% route for mana is the Dream Blossom. If Rod can remember why.
Is it the magic busted? I don't remember. My memory bad.
Yeah,
But
the
normally it's
magic,
magic busted.
Yeah. So that particular weapon has a tornado ability that does AoE damage every time. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that
yeah.
weapon now.
AoE tornado damage over time, and I'm not joking. We buy that weapon, and in the all endings run, that weapon will carry me all the way to the end of the third playthrough, no matter what level mana is at that point. I just need to have the magic for it. to be able to cast it. It's that good. I think it was a slight oversight with how much tick damage that weapon does, but it is very good. Alright, so we picked up all the gold, free gold in the center, picked up some extra gold along the way, not too much. Well, we know at least there's 3 chests worth 300 piece in the center, so it's like at least 900 gold by the time we walk out of this. So, nice to see. I'm gonna make a save so we can get our total there on the save file, so I know how much gold I have without going into a shop. So we have 8,500. That's a little light, but we'll finally be able to at least buy something. There's a lot of buy things.
There is a lot of buy things.
It looks like we've lost.
There's a lot of buy things.
Moonfire, that was the weapon that I was using in Drakengard 1. That's the name.
Moonfire?
Yeah,
It's-
that's
Dream Blossom.
that's the red one.
It's a Dream Blossom in Dod 2, if it's the same weapon I'm thinking of. I don't remember a lot of the other
No.
ones.
You'll see what's really going on.
No, it's completely different. Moonfire's a sword. It's a red sword. It's like the most powerful
Does it
one
have
in
a
the
tornado
game.
ability?
No.
Yeah.
No,
that's-
I was trying to remember the red sword. That's all, because you're having Rod guess which weapons, and Rod guess Moon something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Moon
so I was trying
something.
to remember that one. I did figure out which one Mash was talking about from Dot 1, though. The green sword.
I don't remember which one it is.
Slaughterism.
Oh, Slaughter. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
there you go.
Yeah.
You figured it out. Yeah, it's the last weapon we get in the any percent run for Noe, which is very important for the last like major boss fight in that game that you fight on ground with Noe. Because I found a quick kill strat for it, which is super nice compared to how that fight used to go, right, Rob?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. But we won't be able to see it because we won't have time to get all the way there. That's basically like 4 hours into the run. We're just waiting for the
Now we
ship
got
to
plenty
blow
of
up.
time.
Boom!
You can make it in 3.
We'll be lucky if we get to chapter 10 right now. We might be able to touch chapter 8, and that's about it. Like, getting chapter 10 is a bit rough, because, like, well, chapters get a bit long in between chapters 6 to 8.
Yeah. The game doesn't speed up as you play it, unfortunately.
There's some chapters
It
that are
actually
really
slows
short.
down.
Yeah, it does.
It's slow. It goes really fast at the beginning, slows down quite a bit towards the middle, and then gets really fast towards the end. Because like you fly from 10 to 12 almost instantaneously. It's ridiculous. So we have a Justice Philosopher, which isn't any of those there. Shell Earrings, I don't see on that list there either, which would have been a nice early pickup. And yeah, so we're just gonna buy some cheapy heals. Just a few.
Oh, yeah, it's just guard earrings. I was like, I know there were earrings.
Yeah, guard earrings aren't in this shop though. They should be in the Village of Stone on the revisit. Yeah, chapter 4, so they'll be available soon. Alright, so we're gonna finally give the game what it wants. We're gonna fill up our item slot so it stops asking us about that. And I gotta try not to hit that save and exit button.
Yeah, that would be less than ideal.
You don't really have to worry about saving this game either, because this game's pretty lenient with like the way it handles deaths and checkpoints.
Let's head to the
Also, I don't know if Rod knows this, but you're not supposed to be able to do this. but it makes this so much easier to kill these guys.
Oh,
And like I
nice.
said, they're not even rendered, but I can kill them from here.
Yeah.
Hallowed water is called Hell.
Wow.
Yeah. Nice benefit. Alright, so fun part is we're gonna start doing some dragon flying quick kills here. So normally if I needed more levels, which it doesn't look like I do, I would probably go down the ground and kill most of these enemies with Noe instead. So he gets the experience instead of Lycna. But since I don't really care about the experience as much right now, unless there was like particular goals for that stuff. We're just going to make it a lot easier and like one-shot them with the dragon instead, which is a lot nicer and faster. Alright, so we're going to be using the DOD again. Everybody wants to count how many times we have to say DOD. We also have access to Fierce Fangs, which is an upgraded DOD at tier 1. So we're just gonna gobble. We're gonna eat them up. They're yummy.
So going back to that part where you were saying you don't think Rod knows about that trick, that's technically not an out of bounds trick. It's just breaking a barrier that keeps you in bounds, technically, right?
Well, what happens is that they didn't really put a wall there, and because Legna going into the arena is based on the size of the space that you're trying to call him in, that opening is just wide enough you get right near the ledge in the center that you can just call him and hop on him. Because you're not technically
nice.
supposed to mount him there.
Interesting.
Yeah, you're supposed to, like, that's why it puts you into that state where you're, like, fighting on the ground. You're not, like, supposed to call Legna there until you get into this area where there's more space. So it's not like they prevent you from doing it, per se. They just didn't add a barrier in that particular spot. That doesn't mean that there's not walls in that other space where I got out to. It just means that,
What motivates you to fight for the people?
you know, I have more space to move around there to control Legna. And these scenes that happen when I'm using VOD are unskippable. They just have to play. So, if you ever wondered why they're just playing, is because they're not cutscenes, so it's not like something I can actually skip.
I do think it's funny. The pure red screen that comes up looks like the game's just crashing. But
Yeah.
like it's intended.
Yeah, the first time I played this game, I thought I was getting that infamous, like, red screen of uh-oh from Dod 1, but no.
Oh yeah.
It's not the case. Also, blocking an attack with mana with magic projectiles charges her magic faster, which is super nice. It's hard to notice, but if you pay attention to the purple bar above the bottom health bar, you can see that happening. So, nice little thing there. I'm also going to get some of these chests because they have money in them, which I normally wouldn't do, but because money is kind of important, we kind of want it. Health is nice, but not what I want. So that takes care of those enemies. And there's a timer, which is blue bar. So anytime you see a blue bar, it's a time bar. If it's yellow, it's a deplete or kill specific enemies to advance bar. So time to hop back on Legna and finish up this area. So we're basically fighting back against the Union at this point.
Which that bar thing is another quality of life improvement from Dod 1 to 2. Because it literally just... Dod 1, you just gotta... If you are playing the game multiple times, you just gotta remember how many enemies you have to kill. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also the
you
timer.
got them all.
Yeah. And you have to check the map and see if...
Alright, so instead of going down there to kill them with mana, which would technically be faster, it's actually faster with DOD with the dragon, just to try to keep them.
Did you eat them?
I ate one. I unfortunately didn't get the other one because he wasn't close enough.
Okay.
So if you can get them close enough together, like I'll go down to eat one, but I'll grab the other one in the area. Because the DoDs have like an AoE range. It just depends which level you use. It can kill more than one target at once, depending on the one you're using. Which is why I was trying to build the bar up a little bit. So had I not already got the DoDs 5 times in a single mission, this would have been a nice one to get it on.
Yeah.
Because, again, more enemies to kill, it makes it a little bit easier to get it.
So obviously, just from watching you, Pierce Fangs, the level 1 DoD, is the quickest. Is there ever a situation where you want to get the maximum DoD?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Okay.
We'll see it later.
Okay.
Now it's got 15. There's, like, one more guy somewhere. He's gonna be slow to walk all the way over there. I think I know where he is. Did you go towards the center somewhere? Oh, there you are. Why are you all the way over here?
They're just vibing.
Yeah. Chill.
Hey, the peasants are on your side now. Just realized.
And you actually have allies.
Yeah.
Alright. Radial says there's a guy over here. This is a nice use of the radium. Really? Oh, it's you the whole time. Okay. Alright, we're done. I usually kill all the soldiers, it's just the mages left, so I was like very confused. Like, how is there still a guy left over? Oh. That's funny.
Free time loss.
Yeah. So I have buy any weapon and buy any accessory in the shop. Those are kind of nice because I could just spend them on like cheap weapon and a cheap accessory later. Buy accessory and buy guard earrings. It's a 2-for-1 there, and if I buy any weapon, that's a 2-for-1 basically. So I
That's
like again like holding till later is probably the better option. Unless I really did want to like, if I was playing against a team, you would probably want to like go immediately on that.
Yeah.
So like. I kind of like the way the goals are kind of evaluated, so that you can kind of do fun stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Either combo it later or do things. You could also what?
Damn.
Whoa. Oh.
Yeah, cannons do a lot of damage to dragons. Yeah. That's scary. Again, I'm very underleveled.
Can we withstand those attacks?
That cannon meant business.
Yeah, that was very scary. That was.
If a key is destroyed,
Skim's not easy.
I guess now's a good time to mention too that the game does not explicitly say it in either this one or one. But they kind of do expect you to do the free expeditions every once in a while to level up. And it's just one of those things where you're never going to figure that out unless you just go and do it to level up, because you're like, I need to grind at this point. I can't beat anyone. Yeah. So the speedruns being severely underleveled is normal, and it's extremely hard.
Yeah.
So it's very impressive.
I just want to point out. I'm gonna point out that Mana's level 15 because we get her a bit later in the game. But if we go to Noah, he's level 7.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's just kind of give you an idea on that. So Mana's going to be very underleveled soon, if not already.
No, she's on par right now.
She's on par right now. Okay.
Yeah. We'll keep her on par pretty much throughout the run.
Okay.
It's just no ways level matters the most when you're finishing a regular any percent run, because you go into like the last boss at level 15, and the game really wants you to be somewhere between 20 and 25 and 30.
Oh my.
Yeah. So It's a pretty big difference when you're going into there at somewhere between level 15 to 18 at most. Right? So.
And unlike Drakengard 1, you actually don't need to do free expeditions in this game. Like, aside from level.
Yeah.
Yeah, level, easy grind for money. The other reason to do free expeditions is some of them have unique weapons that you can only obtain in them as well.
Yeah, but you don't need all the weapons to beat the game, thankfully.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, with Drakengard 1, you do need all the weapons, and I want to make it very clear to everyone, you don't need to level them all up.
Yeah.
That is an automata thing only, and I feel bad for everyone that's fallen into that trap, because I've had... no, you don't.
You don't have to, but you get something for doing it.
Yeah, that's true. If you want to truly 100% it.
Yeah.
But
Or
just
do
to
New
beat the
Plus,
game. Yeah, but just to beat the game, Automa is the only one that needs all the weapons leveled up.
Let's head for the days.
Alright. Yeah, I was pushing the wizards into the knights just to be able to kill them with magic spells. We'll see what that revolved into at the end there. So we're going into our next boss, which will be fun.
And I should specify that that's meaning ending Y, because that's the real final ending of Automata. Ending E you can get just normally.
Yeah. So this is gonna be the last boss, the boss of chapter 4. I need to re-equip some healing items just in case.
Also, shout outs to the music in that last level. It's like the best music.
So there's gonna be some strats used in this fight to kill Haunch's little pet, which is Kelpie, which is a flying dragon seahorse. I don't think Grodd knows too much about the strat.
I do not.
So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna immediately hop on Legna, immediately fire to get him into a state where he's gonna immediately do that so that I can fly over these platforms. This is phase 1 of the fight right now. So that just immediately activates phase 1. Every time that happens, Legna cannot fire his fireballs anymore. He's like magic locked. Essentially is what that is. I'm being binded. So I have to kill the mages. And there'll be 2 on this platform, 2 on either side on the other opposite platforms across from me. And then all 4 sides will have mages on the 3rd phase. I'm gonna be backing up here to the safer area because Kelpie has a like dash charge with the unicorn horn on it that deals a lot of damage. And I'm also gonna try to get drunk shots on Kelpie because they deal more damage than locked-ons. If I get lucky, I'll get a crit on the weak point. This bosses, yes, do have a weak point. Okay, so there's phase 2 started. But I mean, the hitboxes are kind of jank in this game. Not gonna like sugarcoat that. They are very jank.
It's a PS2 game. It's fine.
I mean, they're incredibly jank. It gets jankier with the bosses as you go. Like Legna's hitbox is like the jankiest of all of them. Alright, so
I don't think we mentioned it before, but the reason why Mash keeps switching over to Noe is because Noe is the only one that can actually hop onto Legna.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, there was a 100 hit there, 60. Should start activating the next phase. Oh, this is not a fun attack. So I just gotta dodge this attack by moving around. So normally you can make this fight a little bit safer by buying something like the protective earrings, which reduce ranged damage. And, well, actually, it reduces all forms of damage by, like, 10% or something like that. Which doesn't seem super significant.
I know you had that pinned. I just saw it. Let me check for you.
Yeah. There's a lot of info that I have spammed and pinned in those channels.
Which is actually honestly really good. Which earrings did you say?
Protective earrings. I listed the other ones there too because they're even cheaper and easier to get, but yeah.
You actually did not put that one on there.
It's in there somewhere. It's got to be near the pin for the combo multiplier and experience thing. I remember seeing it around there.
No, you don't have that particular one in there. You have the rest of them. Oh, it's shell earrings. That's the one.
Yeah. Shell.
20%.
Yeah. It's actually, I think, 15. I think is what it is in the game.
Don't you have any sin?
I think it's only 20%, and I think 20% it was a misnumber, and that was because that was Dextepa who thought it was 20%.
Oh yeah, the guide from Dextepa, not everything is exact in it.
Yeah. So like I was going through and proofing a lot more of the info. So
Okay.
good thing to note that like the first person who worked on this game before me was Dextepa, which a lot of his resources went into really quick turnaround for me for like learning how to improve things based on what they had already done. Well, there's no like actual speedrun route or guide built for the game yet. It's something I've been slowly trying to work on.
Yeah, I only ever made notes for it.
Yeah.
I found a screenshot where it has the shell earrings, and it does say 20% on it.
Yeah. That's for the PAL version.
Oh. So that's probably the difference on that, huh?
Yeah, NTSC version's harder.
Oh, okay.
Alright, anyways, Kelpie's dead. Yeah, that charge attack does a lot of damage if it connects, but if you're far enough away, it doesn't. Like, it looks like it connects, but it doesn't. I don't know how to explain that. It's just like the hitboxes, again, are just a little weird, so. But yeah, that's pretty much wrapping up chapter 4. We're getting close to the last hour, and we should be able to start like knocking out even more goals going forward, which is good. If hosts have anything to say, feel free to do so.
Yeah, sure. I want to remind everyone that coming up after this run is Breath of the Wild Meme Bingo, which I'm excited about. And then after that will be Bluey, the video game, Blackout Bingo, completed by me. While we are waiting, or while we continue the marathon, please continue to donate. We have some amazing prizes that are being offered, including 2 Bingothon mugs, which are absolutely amazing. A Bingothon sticker, which is great for any purpose you want. And the biggest prize of all, a console controller of your choice provided by Delfino Customs. The sticker has a minimum donation of $5, the mugs are a minimum of $10, and the controller is a minimum of $50. The Delfino Customs also requires you to follow them on Blue Sky, I believe it is. And you'll be eligible for these prizes until the end of the event, so get your donations in.
Right. So we just like nailed off 4 goals right there.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice. Turn around for some free money that people probably don't know exists there at the start of this.
Okay. That's just such a weird placement.
If there's something in this game, there's a good chance I already know about it. And if I don't know about it right away, it's probably because it's locked away in my recess of my memory. A lot of Dod 2 stuff's been burned into my memory at this point. If it's not Dod 2, I probably will forget it at this point. We're gonna make use of the iframes I talked about earlier. There's a magic in there. I'm gonna need it because there's archers in this level, which are incredibly dangerous. And by dangerous, I mean they shoot exploding arrows, which is not fun.
No, those are very fun. I mean, this game is notorious for having fantastic archers. And actually, the entire series is notorious for that.
These archers are like basically aimbots in Dod 2. I'm not even joking.
Oh, they are in Dod 1, 2, and 3, really.
Yeah. The archers are always.
They're not as bad, but with the explosive arrows, it makes them really bad. So.
Yeah, because at least.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can explain after. You feel free to go.
Oh, I was just gonna say, at least in regular arrows, you can jump and dodge them, but the explosives, it kind of lingers with the explosion, obviously.
Yeah. Good thing to note is this level has a lot of money, just kind of all along the way.
Oh, that's actually really good. It's perfect for our needs.
Yes. So we can get like, I think like 6 or 7k out of this level pretty easily to replace what we just spent on that last shop. So it's 2,000 there. We picked up 3 more crates worth of 900 apiece. So that's almost 5k right there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So now we're going to go over here, which the game doesn't tell you about. So if you're casual, you won't know to come over here. Which is
it just assumes you will roam around aimlessly, which is cool.
Yeah. But it's even worse than Dod 1 though. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the entire goal system in these games is really bad.
Alright,
They just won't tell you where to go.
Yeah. So I mentioned that mana deals damage to magic enemies, like increased damage to magic enemies. Undead also count as magic and undead, which Eris is really good at dealing with. Why is it still safe? There's guys. Oh, there's a guy still alive. Okay. I don't care about the soldiers, it's the skeleton that matters.
Oh.
Alright, we're good.
Okay.
I'm watching my health. That's fine. So we're gonna get forced to pick up 2 sealed weapons here. Now, I know there is goals that say, oh, well, obtain seal weapon. Specifically, you cannot get that goal with these 2 seal weapons we're forced to pick up. I'm smart when designing the goals. So there's not a lot of, there is some easy ones, but like I said, like when it came to like the skill specific ones, it's not as easy as, get these automatic free ones that you're required to beat this mission with.
Yeah, Hunter's Joy is like the only one.
Yeah, basically. But that's also in the easy section, whereas sealed weapons stuff is usually in the medium or harder goals.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so another 2k there. I'm going to switch to Noe because we're going to probably need the iframes here. We're going to go ahead and... Oh, apparently they don't want me to use iframes. Alright, so we're going to
iframes denied.
Yeah. So we got some more money. I'm gonna go get. So on either side of here, there's chests with more money. So yeah, this level has quite a bit of money in it. Swap here to mana so you can get that one. Alright, so we got a bunch of mages here, which is not fun. These guys also heal each other. So we want to kill them quickly. Yeah, I really don't like these guys because them healing each other is no bueno. Stop it. I'm so happy that ground slams do way more damage than other things. If you see me, like, sometimes, like, doing, like, weird movements and stuff, it's not because I don't know what I'm doing, it's because, like, character movement's a lot faster than you think it is in this game. Like, when you play the game, it has, like, an interesting feel, like, characters move a lot faster than you would think initially, in terms of your movement speed.
Yeah, it's very weird because normally it's the camera has some sort of indicator like, oh, you're moving this fast or whatever. Like, again, I'll bring it back to Dynasty Warriors. Dynasty Warriors does a good job at making the character know, like, oh, you're moving in a different way. These games, they don't really do that. Dot 1 kind of does it, but like Dot 2 just doesn't do it at all. You're just automatically fast.
Alright, so we just got the two weakest weapons in that game, and I'm not even joking about that. However, they are the strongest weapons in the game all at the same time. And you might be wondering, how is that possible? Well, it's just how that works. I'll explain more on that. I know that sounds really dumb, but yeah. Alright, I'm gonna put the 10% damage reduction on and continue here. The weapons that I bought from the shop aren't really useful, so I'm not gonna bother with them. But the accessory you picked up, since we got it, might as well use it. 10% damage reduction is pretty big for physical. So we're on chapter 5. So 5 air mission under 4 minutes is what we have to try to do. And then we have to cycle back to free expeditions at some point. Which, I mean, we can do less plane. Might be an easy free expedition, honestly, because it's an air one. That should be a fast one to do. I hope. I don't remember exactly how this one plans out, but it's an early expedition, so it shouldn't be too bad. I want as minimal time loss on an expedition as possible. Destroy them all. That's pretty simple then. I like doing these like quick turns like that. That's so fun to do. If I had a controller into this way, it would be really funny to see that, but the quick turns are really fun. Alright, so it's just a bunch of gargoyle fields. Alright, so it should be pretty straightforward then.
My favorite expedition mission. A ton of cubes.
Yeah. This just means that this one's actually pretty easy and free. If I was going up against another player or another team, I probably would have done this as soon as possible, like in chapter 2 when it became available. More cubes! Forgot how many cubes you have to destroy.
But they put them in cool shapes, though.
Yeah, that is. The patterns are nice, I suppose.
Are you trying to do this one in a certain amount of time, or is it just beat this one? I forget which
I'm just trying to get fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't count towards the timed ones. So it's not a chapter 5 exclusive mission or anything like that. Oh, that was a nice hit. Whoa, that was a nice hit. Yeah, those fireballs are nice. Spherical cubes get wrecked.
Spherical cubes get wrecked, alright.
That's logical statement.
Yeah, Subi pointed out, no, Subi did point it out. Okay, so reiterate, like, why those two seal weapons we picked up were both weak and strong is, weapons level up and they get stronger. Those two specific seal weapons are very, very strong once they're leveled up. However, they take forever to level up in the game. And by forever, I mean their experience value to level up is insanely large compared to any other weapon in the game. But if you can get them to level 4, which is when they actually start doing damage, they're very powerful. So, I don't want to spend like, I think on average to like get them to level 4, it's gonna take like almost an hour for each of them. For the grinding, which is a lot.
Spare me the details. I'll burn you to ash.
Or at least up to an hour, depending on which mission you do it on. But I mean, they are goals for those particular weapons. I'm glad I don't have those goals.
I think we're glad too.
Yeah.
All right, so we have the machine gun now, which has a slight homing effect.
Yeah.
Nice.
Did you mention that you can shoot the orb to change it?
No, I haven't. You could also wait it out, and it'll automatically change as well. If you don't shoot it, it will stop on a certain one. So it's like almost like it's playing slots with you, in some cases. But yeah, that's a good thing to point out that you can
I
change them.
again had no idea.
Yeah, see, look.
I would
I have
prefer to
ammo.
avoid crowds.
Huh.
We have no other choice.
That's like the one thing that I keep forgetting, to be honest. It's not often that you really want to take advantage of it, but it is actually kind of nice for the flying missions. So if you don't get what you want, you can change it to a potential other option instead.
Yeah, because I assume the red one for certain places is going to be just stronger, and then
Yeah,
the
stronger,
blue one
yeah.
is like this kind of group is a lot better.
Well, blue's good for like fast-moving targets or like weak targets to chase down with. The red one is generally going to be used for like really like grouped up enemies because that has an AoE blast on contact.
Oh, okay.
And then the white one, which is basically Dodge 1's version of the special you had in there, is a like a random drunk fire shot on like everything around you.
Gotcha.
It just
Are you saying
doesn't have
drunk fire?
Yes, drunk fire. Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure I was hearing right.
Yeah. You heard right. It just, the only difference is it doesn't have that MLG base boosting effect that Dodge 1
Just sad, yeah.
Dang.
Which is a bit sad because that's actually really cool.
But I hear he's
But,
quite the
yeah.
fighter.
We found the traitor. You won't get away.
I do have to say that is probably the best part of the game, where you use your special and aerial missions and then you can't hear anything anymore.
Yeah, then your speakers explode.
Yeah.
It does feel like your speakers are exploding when you do that, which is kind of funny. And on the mini-map, they'll show up as yellow when you're in flying missions. If you're trying to use the radio to like find them around and stuff like that. So we have planes again. We're heading to the city of Rust, I believe.
That's me. That's where I am.
You're at the city
Rusty?
of Rust already?
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't tell if that one's changing. I don't want that one though.
The update no one asked for. I got my controller back together without breaking the record.
Nice. Congratulations, gamer.
Thanks.
All right.
Good job.
Yeah. So a bit of a slower air mission here because everything's like spaced out. City of Rust is cool and also really annoying because of one particular enemy that we'll have to deal with in there, which I'm not looking forward to, but we'll see them very shortly.
Well, I just looked ahead for the next verse, and I can see why just by looking at the text without knowing anything about this enemy, by the way. I can see which one you're talking about.
Please be under 4 minutes. That's all I'm asking. Because Chapter 5 air missions are not fun. Oh. By 9 seconds. Or 10.
Oh no, 409.
That's so bad. That hurts. Oh, it is what it is. We're so off. Yes, that's
At least it
mana.
wasn't a Chapter 8 one.
Yeah, mana if she was older and actually waifu material.
So this takes place
Let's go to a
20
densely
years
populated area
after
and gather information.
Dod 1's A ending?
18.
15? Oh, 18.
Yeah. So
18
I don't even know
years.
what age. I don't even know what age mana was in
There
Dod
must be an
1.
inn that would take us, even
Uh,
for tonight.
Probably like 8 or 10, somewhere around there.
Yeah. So then add 18 to that, and then you have her age. She's like I near pretty close to her 30s, I believe.
Yeah,
What
I think
remember.
that sounds about right.
Anyways, this guy really annoying. So we're going to lure him in these explosive barrels. Come here. These are bandits. Yeah, they do some crazy backflipping and they attack really fast. He's just not paying attention. You coming? Like, come on.
Enemies are just not cooperating with you today.
This is honestly much faster than fighting them by hand. I'm not even kidding. Rod's tried to fight these guys before too.
Yeah, these guys are obnoxious.
Especially when you have to fight multiples at a time.
Yeah, they just like do the whatchamacallit. Oh, what's his name in Star Wars?
Oh.
The spinny flippy.
Yeah, when he does that.
Darth Maul.
Yeah. No. There's a different part I'm thinking of. This tells you how much I know about Star Wars.
What? What other part?
I literally have nothing else I can tell you. he goes, "Whirr," and then like spins at you or something, I think is what it is. I don't know. I could just be making it up entirely, which is fun.
I know nothing about that stuff, so
I know nothing about what Rod's talking about exactly, but
I also don't know what I'm talking about. So it's a great combo of knowledge.
Another nice mission for some potential money, because those bandits they do drop 1,000 gold sacks half the time. Like it's a 50-50 on that. And there's quite a few chests for like free 300 gold each in them.
Security forces are heading our way.
So we're just kind of hoping to get that. I don't have the weapon I would preferably want here, which is the tornado staff. Because it would make killing all these enemies on the stairs faster-ish. But the ice will be fine. It's not like a big deal, it just doesn't kill them in one use, unfortunately. It's the only downside to not having tornado staff, because I needed to go to the other shop. But I wanted to make my buys with a limited number of visits to a shop. And since the Dream Blossom isn't a required buy on the board, but it is technically something you would normally want to buy in the speedrun, I'm just opting not to go get it right now. But I will get it after this particular area, just because we don't use mana too much right here.
I believe the northeast alleyways.
We're gonna get our husbando very soon as well. And I'm very excited for our husbando.
Urk.
You wanna fight?
Urk. Uric.
Urk.
The cutscene for him is amazing. How he gets introduced. It's like, without context, it's like very awkward. But we have no cutscene goals, so unfortunately, I'm gonna skip that unless somehow we get a random donation within the next, I don't know, a couple minutes before we get there. And I will just sit on there while the host reads that donation. So that is your incentive to support the lovely cause here, which is the Fred Hutch. And help us push towards any more active incentives or goals. That would be much appreciated.
oh my gosh, these guys.
Yeah, I'm not joking. These guys are annoying. There. Stop flipping.
Sonic Boom.
Alright, so we got a free weapon here, which is the, I think it's like the Knife Sword or something? I don't know. It's another weapon and upgrade for melee. Fortunately, I do have to kill all these bandits. And in doing so, I'm hoping to get more money. Doesn't look like it. There's one more guy over here, unfortunately.
You know, it's pretty impressive how they can flip without having their mask just fall off.
Just chunked me. I'm scared,
Oh my
so
gosh.
I'm just gonna heal.
Yeah. You have him cornered, but you're the one actually cornered.
I mean, yeah, I'm more scared of him than he is of me. Like, again, imagine these guys, but twice as fast on the second playthrough or on challenge mode from the start. That's all I'm gonna have you picture. Then imagine these guys again, significantly faster on the second and third playthrough, because they're gonna be 4 times on the second and 8 times on the third.
Is this
Had enough?
one of the enemies?
Difficulty
Oh,
is
go ahead.
multiplicative. Is the difficulty increases across difficulties?
Yeah, you were saying it kind of doubles every time.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Like, I don't have exact values, but based on like damage testing and other things with like paying attention to the enemies, that's just kind of how it worked out.
Gotcha. Are those enemies ones that only show up in that particular level, or do they come back?
Yeah, we all pretty much see them around this area of the game, more or less. So yeah.
The
Okay,
jumpy
so
enemies?
yeah,
Yeah, they're only in that area.
so just City of Rust, got it.
Yeah,
That's
thank
so
God they're
funny.
not elsewhere. Although we have new, fresher hell enemies. I don't think we're gonna get to the goop boys though.
Yeah, they're like
The Goop
chapter
Boys.
10.
Yeah, those are the worst.
All right, we're all. I don't hear no donation in here, so unless the host has one coming up, we're going to be skipping the cutscene. Well, we already skipped it, so it doesn't matter. I'll play the next cutscene. I'll play the next cutscene if we can get a donation, a sizable donation that the host has something to say as a message, just for something fun. I'm gonna replace that heal that we spent, and then we'll continue on here. I'm gonna return to the world map. I'm gonna go buy that Dream Blossom and potentially other items in the shop that might have been updated at Village of Sand. So periodically through chapter progression, shops will expand their inventory. New items will become available from them, so that you can buy some new stuff throughout the game. So I forgot what's kind of available in the shop.
Also, yeah, Icarus, they get faster and stronger and everything. Like basically anything that can make the game more difficult will make it more difficult.
Buy a bunch of these, because you know what? They're 40 gold and they're 3 iframes, which means less using of healing items, which are 3 times more expensive. Because the lowest healing item in the game costs 120 gold, and those cost 40. So if you do the math, it's about 3 times the value difference, I believe. Right? Or close to that.
Yeah.
It's a big difference.
Correct.
That's the point. It's a big difference.
No way.
Smash is a bargain shopper.
Yeah. So there's Dream Blossom, so there we go. We got Mana's endgame weapon now. Crimson Hood is a thing that we can buy. Do I want to spend pretty much the rest of my money, though? I don't think so. I can hold out, I think.
Goal says on chapter 5, but in the description, so I don't know if that matters.
Right, what was that?
In the description for Crimson Hood, it says on chapter 5, so
Yeah.
I don't know if that actually matters for Crimson Hood.
Because that means it's unlocked specifically during this chapter, which is why it's in the shop, because the shop gets upgraded.
And we'll stay in there for forever now.
Then
Yeah, essentially.
did you
Okay.
skip all the purchases for chapter 4?
Which ones you're talking about?
Glory's Bane, guard earrings.
No, I have them.
Oh, Injustice was in there too.
Yeah, I got Glory's Bane. I have the
Oh, my
Guardian
bingo
rings.
board thing didn't update. That's why.
Yeah. It might have it. You have to refresh.
Yeah, I refreshed it. Now I see it all. I'm like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah. It's all good. All right. So we're all set up here. Yeah, we have Yurik now, so we have to equip Yurik's weapon. Yurik is Husbando. He's got a axe, which is super handy.
Yeah, he's really good against the large enemies, when I remember.
Yeah. Monsters and large guys, yeah. Very, very good. He also has, his weapon has the highest break damage on guards, so he can literally break blocks on enemies, which is very unique to him specifically.
Ooh.
Yeah. And by him being, like, really strong, I'm just gonna quickly, oops, pull up my menu here, just to show a thing here. So we got Yurik. He comes in at level 18. Mana's now level 16, because she's close to on par, like I said. But no, he's still level 7. Just keep that in mind.
He's trying his best.
Oh, this is where you are.
Yeah, so Yurik is pretty good. He has a really good, like, dash attack as well.
He's got a spin to win kind of move. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other fun thing about Yurik, for whatever reason, on the enemies, like the enemies he's killing, he has a higher chance of making them drop money. I don't know why. That's a thing. But you notice they're like dropping lots of coins compared to earlier when I was killing them with Noe. Like they're frequently dropping money.
Is that part of his character is like he's greedy or something along
I
those
haven't
lines?
quite figured out what it is.
I was gonna
that's
say,
causing it.
I don't think so. So I don't know.
The front gate is
I'll have to play the game casually all the way through to try to figure it out lore-wise.
'Cause, like,
Yeah.
most of the rest of the game, like unless I'm playing Yurik, like enemies do not drop as much money as they are. Like they're just spitting it out compared to earlier when I was killing a bunch. So
Yeah, this is wild
That's
how
an insane amount
much.
of money, yeah.
Yeah.
like it's kind of nutty. So like if you really wanted to, you could farm a lot of quick 10G coins with Yurik if you wanted to.
Do larger enemies also drop more with him, or
I don't think so.
I guess it'd be
I haven't-
hard to gauge without actually looking at code or something.
I would need more large enemies to be able to gauge like how often.
Yeah, that makes
But
sense.
he did drop 2 gold coins instead of the usual 1, so maybe it is like something specific to Yurik. Because like normally those guys only drop 1 300 gold coin, not 2, which is what he dropped. So I think Yurik killing stuff does have a higher chance of dropping more money. It might just be a unique perk to him specifically. Because
I mean,
he is known as the Slayer.
Let
So.
me handle this. Hopefully my skills are
Oh yeah, that big ogre that we had trouble with earlier, yeah, he's just dead.
Gain an ally.
That's why Yurik's so good.
either. Let's go out the front.
My husbando forever. Him and his purple hair. Alright, yeah, so we're just gonna go to the front here. Host, do we have any messages or any recent donations? Because we have a nice cutscene that I would like to let you talk about things during if you want to
Friends with monsters
say a
now?
few words. Coming up.
Good. Right then, so remember, for those who've just tuned in, this is indeed Bingothon Winter 2024, and we've been doing some amazing things, raising money for Fred Hutch, and they have indeed been the home of the HIV Vaccine Trials Network, the world's largest publicly funded international collaboration conducting clinical trials of HIV vaccines and treatments. And researchers had also won the Nobel Prize in Physiology for Medicine 3 times. And particularly Dr. E. Donald Thomas was awarded in 1990 for this work on the bone marrow and blood stem cell transplantation, which had been huge for for the developments and treatments of different cancers and other similar diseases. So we're still awaiting the goal, right? I mean, the $2,000 mark to end up getting the Bluey outfit for Bluey the video game, and it'll be absolutely hype should we end up making this happen. And on top of this, if your donations end up reaching $50 combined over the course of the event, you could be in to get not only the usual suspects of the Bingothon mug for the neutral and winter variants, as well as the Bingothon sticker, but you could also get a console controller of your choice from Delfino Customs. I've seen some amazing prints, and that was really absolutely fabulous to have as part of your gaming setup. That would be absolutely beautiful. Remember, !donate in the chat.
All right. Perfect. Thank you very much for that. All right. So yeah, if you would have saw some very important cutscene show up right there. Just felt like that was a perfect moment for that one. So anyways, yeah, that's Kime. Kime's in this game.
I am Kime.
He doesn't say that though.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
can't talk. Can't talk. He's also blind in one eye. Earlier in the game, we skipped all the stuff where they were referencing Kime. They called him the one-eyed man, or the blind man. Early on.
This is going to be
And now we're trying to escape the Union again.
It's really unfortunate that Kime's best set of story is in the middle of Drakengard 2.
Yeah, Kime is super important at Drakengard 2. His role is huge in this game, and he's I guess something of an antagonist, but he's not really. I don't know how to explain it.
I mean, he's an antagonist in the first game too. So.
Yeah, but he's not. He's labeled as an antagonist in this game, but he's not actually an antagonist. Believe it or not, we're the antagonists.
Well, I mean,
what? I'm kidding.
I mean, that's the fun part about stories, is that antagonist is just your opposition. It doesn't necessarily mean they're the bad guy. So he is the antagonist. It just doesn't mean that he is bad necessarily.
But is Kime a plant? Yes. In fact,
Yes.
we have proven that Kime is a plant.
Yep.
I will plant Kime in the ground by defeating him. How's that?
Alright. I have a chance to hopefully get this air mission done in the time limit, because it's my last kind of chance to do that. Or else I'm just gonna kind of be forfeiting this goal. Formatus doesn't seem too hard, but it's a lot harder than you think sometimes.
No, it seems pretty hard.
Yeah, it's pretty hard.
I know I'm a world. I know I hold the world record for this game, and I've done a lot of these missions super fast, but it's still challenging even for me.
I mean, you were doing the previous aerial missions really fast, and you were still getting just above 4, so we know.
9 seconds, so.
Yeah, and that's what we're saying is it's definitely obvious that these are not easy.
I mean, it helps that I know how to control Legna really well.
That's no ordinary man.
It helps that it's not dot one controls.
Yeah, that too. That does help.
Oh, that was another thing that I wanted to mention for Dod 1 when I was running it. I totally forgot how to turn off lock on. and I was struggling in the fight against Fudiai. And because of the knives and all that, I just couldn't unlock.
That's so funny.
And I couldn't target the knives, so I just kept dying.
Yeah, that fight's brutal because each of those. Yeah. Yeah. I understand.
Yeah, you need to unlock it at that part. So I kept losing. It was fun though. I think I got down to a sliver of health on Fudiai once, and then died, and then the next one I finally got her, but it was brutal. All right, let's see the time.
There we go. 3:13.
Nice.
We got it.
Nice, easy clap.
I was a little worried because I knew I had to wait at least 10 seconds for that ship to crash at the end, so I was a little scared about that.
Oh, I didn't even notice the chapter 5 one.
Oh,
I thought we
also,
were already in chapter 8.
I forgot we did that free expedition earlier, so that's actually done.
Oh
too.
yeah, true.
I forgot all about that after we did it. I'm like kind of in go mode at this point with all these goals.
Did you buy Injustice?
No, not yet. All right, so Riker earlier mentioned higher level dodds. We're gonna use it on this mission. So first off, first off, I'm gonna be blind sniping enemies in these towers over here,
which is super clutch.
Yeah,
that's
it's
so
a nice
cool.
stratch. It's like if I go anywhere near them, they're going to be a problem, like in Dod 1. But unlike Dod 1, I could actually kill them at range. So that's just like super nice that I could just do this to get rid of a majority of the archers before I get in range. As you can see, I just got hit when it hit me. There's also a bunch of guys up here.
It looks like, unlike Dod 1, you also don't get stunned for like 3 seconds after getting one hit.
Yeah. Also. Alright, so we're gonna do Infernal Firestorm, which is really cool. I'm just gonna nuke the world.
Oh!
Literally. Really looks like he's sneezing.
Now that's a lot of damage.
Wow, that's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of
Although,
damage.
that whole bar just goes away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. So now we got to swap to mana here. We have to specifically take down the mages. There is some chests to get some money here. They're kind of a little out of the way, so I don't usually bother with them, but these mages have a chance to drop money. So, kind of nice.
dragon's power never fails to impress.
Traitors, I'll show you our power.
The knights control the monsters now.
We're just about done. Let's go inside. This door, it's locked. I suppose traps are commonplace in fortresses. Let's stay alert.
To
I'm trying
there we
to
go.
convince them to come here.
We're back, probably.
All right.
All right,
If-
our
if
audio's
we're
back on there.
And we can confirm that. Let us know in
Yeah, we
chat,
are.
and then
I
Rob has.
think I
something
can
to say.
confirm that we're back.
Okay. So
Yeah,
Rob has
I heard.
something to say before we lost audio, and then I'll go back to explaining what we missed.
Yeah, really quickly, I was just thanking Rod for a $10 donation. That's all I needed.
Audio's
to
disconnected
auto-disconnect
again.
Uh-oh, hang on.
No, I can hear us on there.
No, it still sounds good on my end. But anyways, that's all I wanted to say. Was thanking you for a $10 donation. But
Thanks.
what have we missed over the last couple of minutes while we were fixing some audio issues?
We missed me completely wrecking a level by abusing distance and level 3 dodge charges with the dragon that blew up the world. I mean, as I already forgot what we did for the most part. That's about the simplest summary I can give at this point.
Yeah.
Well,
We're just talking about how
Rod,
Mash
we
has...
did arbitrary code executions. So.
Yeah, that's later though. Mash explained arbitrary code execution, but that's fine. We don't have to get into that.
Yeah, it's too technical to go back into the details for that. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
leave it as an exercise for the viewer.
All right,
Yeah,
so,
we're actually at the end game now, just so everyone knows.
so we're using Yurik to beat down these guys because the guard break on his weapon is really nice. We cleared up an easy executioner shell on goal with an optional weapon pickup. Yurik is the only one that can move in this room because he's heavier and slower, but it makes getting this crystal fast. So we use him.
Now we can move on. I wonder what's next on the menu.
Yeah, so just kind of incentivizes like swapping to different characters here for these little puzzles or traps, whatever you want to call them, that Yaha left for us, because he's I don't know.
Well,
Yaha.
so about that room that you just mentioned where he's heavier and slower, I was actually trying to find out if somebody has mentioned the gold thing. Could not find anything about that, but I actually saw something that actually explains that a little bit better. Is that he, at least lore-wise, he's immune to spells that he is familiar with. So because Yaha and him have a pass and he knows that spell, he's actually immune to that spell.
I don't know how close to level 2 I am with mana, so I'm just gonna go with the 2 charges instead of a level 2 tornado. Because we got this weapon a little bit later because of the shopping that we did earlier. I'm gonna try to set it up where I get him in 1, but because we can't do a level 2, it might be a little hard. So I'm gonna go to this room with mana. I'm gonna try to move these guys close together. Cast Tornado. Alright, we got them all. Good.
Nice.
Did I mention mana and magic is broken? Also, this room is really good for mana because we can just do this. We're not supposed to get hit by the lightning, but again, jumping is very good in this game. And you're very fast with jumping.
Mana
because
being
of
good
the-
with magic. With
But magic in general is just really good in this game. So, but like mana is even more stupid with it. So, yeah. But yeah, because of the acceleration with the jumping, it's kind of what makes us faster. Wrong way.
Oh, even upstairs. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so we gain some pretty nice acceleration from the momentum here. Want the money? Give me the money. Ow.
Want the money? Give me the money.
Give me the money. I have some buying stuff to do later, so I can get more goals done. Because we're getting close to the end here.
Yeah, we just hit a little past 20 minutes left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a timer over here to remind me. So.
Okay, cool.
Which is why I asked for a countdown.
Yeah.
Alright. So anyways,
Something is not quite
did I
right
not
about
do
this
that right?
place.
Oh. I have to kill this last guy in this room, I forgot. Okay. Now I can leave the room.
Which the
What?
game so clearly shows you.
What? Why? Why isn't this... Oh, is it this guy? It's cause... I think it's because this guy followed me out. There we go. Alright, so then that cutscene plays. I go back into the room. These guys kind of befriend us. And they give us a map that I don't really care about. But it's required so that we know about the illusionary wall that exists.
And you can't just run through that wall beforehand. Like,
Oh, I wish.
dang, this game is really, really just like linear.
Yes.
Yeah, and you can't backtrack on missions either, which is why if you don't get some goals, you're not gonna have a fun time.
What are these symbols on the door?
So I didn't want to make too many of them like really, really difficult. So in here we want to open these doors in a particular order. If we don't, it'll reset the room and then call a bunch of enemies for you to fight, which would slow you down. Remember what I said that one ability with certain weapons that gives extended range, attack speed, and iframes? Yeah, I really like it. It's got like everything you could want out of like a good magic ability for Noe.
This will help our boy level up, huh?
Not particularly right now. So we just gotta open all these. This one.
Yaha is here.
And then we have the
So is
boss.
there a puzzle here, or is it just open all of them?
Just open in the right order. I mean, the doors are labeled with the numbers on them. So I mean, if you don't know which order to open them on, like just use eyes.
They're labeled what to open, so calling it a puzzle is a little deep.
Gotcha. Well,
I don't know what else to call them. There's one part where there's like 6 inconspicuous doors to open, and it's complete RNG whether or not you get the correct door to finish level early or not. And that's when Mana gets kidnapped. Rod might remember that one because it's.
Whoa! Spoiler.
So. I mean, we'd be getting into that soon, but we're not going to get there because we're going to run out of time before we get there, unfortunately. But we're pretty deep into this game already, surprisingly.
Yeah.
For how much time we've been through. I'm going to swap characters because Yurik is like half the speed of everybody else. Noe's not too much slower than Mana, but Yurik is not okay to stay as because he's like very, very slow. Alright, Carrion Maker isn't one of our things, unfortunately. I guess audio warning for this boss fight. Rod might remember why.
What annoying thing does this boss do audio-wise? I mean, this whole boss fight's super annoying, I thought.
The audio at the start phase it plays a bunch of sound effects over top of each other, which does the bass boosting effect. We'll see how that goes. Oh yeah, I need to equip stuff. Okay, so in this case, we're going to be making sure that we have 2 magics equipped here. We're going to be using Mana and Yurik specifically for this fight, and at the very end, we're going to do something with Noe. I'll explain it when we get to that point. So we're fighting gnomes. Everybody loves gnomes.
They don't look that.
Game? There we go. I was like, game, what's going on? You're taking forever to switch.
That's super sketchy.
So many of them.
With PS2 hardware. Well, anyways, so gnomes, when they die, their sound effect of them crying on their death overlaps each other and gets usually pretty loud sometimes when the more die. So.
Oh yeah, I was listening to that on your stream, and holy crap.
Yeah. It peaked there for like a couple seconds, if anything. So yeah, this boss has that phase, this phase, and then one more different phase near the end.
This is pretty unique. I like this.
Very fiddly.
Yeah.
While we continue the gnome onslaught, do you have a quick minute?
Yeah, go for it.
Awesome. Well, this is actually the end of me and Rexy's hosting shift at Bingothon. I will be back in about a couple of hours doing Bluey Bingo, but until then, I will be signing off. We are leaving you, though, in very capable hands. Both King's Pride and Pippi in a top hat are both here and ready to transition us as we get towards the end of Drakengard 2 and into our next runs. So,
And on that note, time has also been called on my time here as part of Bingothon Winter 2024. You have all been fabulous runners, tech crew, volunteers, hosts, people in chat, meme lords, meme ladies, meme they thems, all the meme crew, that sort of thing. Yeah, so I'm just like getting words together. It's just one of them emotional things. You've all been a fantastic team, and we hope to end up seeing that continue to stay firm as we get towards the end of the marathon. Thank you all very much for your contributions from this. The words are difficult for me. It be what it is, and I should be able to see you back here. I would say some point in the near future. Well, we really do not know exactly how far yet, but keep it here. This is indeed Bingothon. It's a fantastic place.
Oops. Wrong thing.
All right. Thank you, Rexy and Rob, for hosting.
Yeah, much appreciated. It was nice chilling with you guys. Thank you for witnessing this game. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Thanks for witnessing the game. I'm sorry.
Profusely.
I'm still not apologizing for any of the Drakengard games. I told them before Drakengard started, I'm not sorry.
As one of our incoming hosts and somebody who has never played Drakengard, may I say how much of a power move it is to say, thank you for your time here, I'm sorry. This is an interesting first impression for your game, but I must say I'm intrigued.
All right.
I'm also fascinated.
Okay, so what I just did is on frame death, I'm swapping characters because I will get the rewarded experience all in Noah to hopefully boost his level. And level 7. Yeah. Very cool thing.
But yeah, Pippi and Kingsbride, I'm not sorry. I'm never going to be sorry for bringing Drakengard.
You never have to be sorry for your favorite game.
Game series, in fact.
Not game.
I even played what was it, 360 by 240 Dodd Mobile the other day on Bingothon. So I'm not sorry.
So that is the only time in the game where you have enough time to enough frame leeway to actually swap characters before a death occurs, where it would reward the experience in order for me to put it on Noe, because otherwise the experience would go to the character that made the kill, right? So that is the one time that it's very valuable to gain an entire level and just throw it on Noe, because Yurik's already level 18, Noe's, like I said, under level 10, everybody else is at least 15 or higher at this point, which for speedrun sense is good, but I want to kind of get Noe's close to 15 or higher as well, right? So
interesting.
Yeah.
The city of Rust.
So we're ask
May
questions?
I ask, since we have a 3-hour estimate and we're trying to get the most goals possible, not bingos, are you gonna try to get a bingo? Because I see that we are very close to 4.
There's several different
I will definitely try in this next little bit. That's why I'm trying to get money. So if I can at least go out with some lines, I'd be very happy about that.
I see that one of our potentials is by Anne Brilliant Crystal. I'm excited to see what Anne Brilliant Crystal is and why it's spelled as such.
I noticed it. Yeah.
That needs chapter 10, and I don't think we're there yet.
Yeah, I need chapter 10 and 10,000 gold, and that's a lot of money for just one consumable that doesn't really help me.
Very fair.
Yeah.
It's just a max health, max mana item, unfortunately.
The easiest one would be buy Crimson Hood and then probably buy Bloody Fang after that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
If we can. Yeah.
Chapter 5. That's a lot of gold both those need, though.
Yeah. So we could probably get Crimson Hood for sure, but Bloody Fang, it just depends.
If you can get both of those, that is 3 bingos if we're counting diagonals. So that's a strong combination.
Yeah, let's
I didn't
try to
even
do that.
notice that.
Yeah, no, that's a good thing to point out. That would be actually a really good thing to get. Okay, these bandits.
Yeah, it is Bingothon after all.
I'm so excited. We get to come in for only the exciting part at the very end.
Yeah, that's good, because a lot of the early game is, for some people, might be a bit mind-numbing. I'm sorry, because the game has a pretty slow start. It builds up quite a bit going into chapter 3 and 4. We have this little spot where we're getting into now where it kind of slows down a bit, but we have access to more things. And then it picks up again post chapter 8, and just before you know it, you're on chapter 12. So if you can at least get to the 3-hour mark, before you know it, the next bit of the rest of the game is pretty much done and over with. I think you're just kind of sweating on chapter 12 though, because it's only 3 missions long.
And Mash said the beginning of the game is kind of mind-numbing to some people, meaning everyone but Mash.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good thing to point out. Yeah.
we do not judge for loving unpopular opinions.
I play a lot of really obscure jank games. That's not a joke.
Now,
Oh, I love this trash game.
I do feel compelled to ask because I see in I'm seeing in the chat right now somebody has mentioned that you can use Ace to cutscene wrong warp in this game.
That was a joke. Yeah.
Somebody got my hopes up. I heard 8 and I got so excited.
Aww.
It's because audio cut out, and we were joking that Ace was being talked about during that entire time.
Understandable. Can you tell that I'm a Zelda nerd?
Yeah.
Like Ace, cutscene wrong warp. These are things that I know.
That's why I brought. That's what I was thinking of when I picked that up. But I was like, no, we definitely don't know that. I don't. Are there any games with Ace on PS2? I actually don't know.
Yeah, there's a few.
Yeah. All you have to do is overload the memory.
Yeah, easy.
Somehow. Should be plenty of games that have that.
All you need is a dangling pointer to user writable memory, and then you're good.
Exactly. Yeah. And then
Easy.
every game is Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, we're going to be walking into an ambush here. Basically, we're looking for more information on the one-eyed man, which is Kaim. But, I mean, only Mana knows that, but she hasn't said his name. No one knows why she's freaking out at this point. Like, Mana's slowly going insane, like she was in the first game. We won't get to the part where she starts talking like Cosmo from Fairly Hard Planets, because that's the voice actor.
I'm sorry?
Oh.
Oh.
Fun fact.
Interesting.
But, yeah, it's just a fun thing. Alright, let's, try to get through this mission so we can do the shot dice. And,
I will hit you here. I will hit you here with the 5-minute warning.
Perfect. Yep, I can see that with the timer. Perfect. We're almost done with this mission, and then we can hopefully get those lines up and finish strong.
Yeah, I think those...
You had to bring it into the wire. That's how you keep people on their toes.
Absolutely.
It's intentional.
The difficulty increase really does make this a lot harder, because, like, I think if we didn't get the difficulty bump up, I probably would have been a lot closer to getting a complete board already. Yeah, I had an extra, like, 30 minutes to an hour, I could probably get the rest of the board cleared, based on what I can see. Because we're getting out of the slow part of the game at this point. It's just, City of Rust into this chapter for 6 is really slow. But we have a lot of stuff open that we haven't really touched yet, so... Like, I mean, buying a magic ring +2 is a lot of money. Kind of out of the question. The expedition's gonna take too long to do. Because Hallowed Water is a Chapter 4 expedition that you get on Chapter 5.
Magic ring +2 is also Chapter 9.
Yeah. A lot of the +2 stuff is late game. +1 stuff's usually early game, mid game, from what I remember. A few more enemies to kill here.
It's not over yet.
Yeah.
Oh, did we even count for breath spheres?
I don't think we ever.
I haven't gotten them. I haven't got enough for the 12 yet. I was sued out counting them. Unfortunately, didn't get any. Didn't get enough breath spheres in some of the missions, which is kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, I didn't think we did. There was one where we got close. I think it was the first one that we mentioned it. We got close, but just didn't quite get there.
Yeah.
And that was just because it was a lot of lucky drops, surprisingly, because, like, it was a short mission.
Yeah, these goblins die in one hit from mana because magic enemies are not much of a threat to her. Is there any more enemies running around here? We're trying to save all the villagers in the City of Rust, and then they'll say thank you to us, and then later on, if we come back, we'll get a special little side cutscene that you don't normally get when you return to this place. There we go. We're done. Okay. Yeah, I really don't like Chapter 5 and 6 because they take a lot longer than some of the other ones to do.
2-minute warning.
Yeah. All right, good. Let's go do those shops then.
City should be safe for.
And that's all we're going to have time for, really.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So, Village of Stone. I head down to there. Those are on Chapter 6. So, yeah, that opens up a bunch of stuff for us. All right, let's go do those shops. Let's get it out of the way. So Village of Sand should have some stuff for us.
So Crimson Hood and Bloody Fang both say Village of Stone, by the way.
All right, so there's Injustice. Not that that matters. I gotta go to the other village.
1 minute left.
Oh, can we do it?
Down to the wire. Oh, they got this. They definitely got this.
Just skip this cutscene coming up here. So, if you played Dod 1, we'd be going back somewhere pretty familiar. I'm just quitting back here. Oh, is it not going to let me access that? No, you...
Are you kidding? Oh, no.
Oh, I forgot about this. I can't access the shop. Okay. What else can I do here?
You got 15 seconds.
No. We got nothing.
There's... Yeah, I can't get alliance. I forgot about that. I should have backed out and did the shop then.
Oh, dang.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, I forgot that mission's gonna block me out of that shop. So, yeah, that's an interesting thing that doesn't usually factor in, but yeah, unfortunately, that kind of bites there.
Well, that is our time. Thank y'all so much for this very fascinating Drakengard 2 bingo. Do we have any final last thoughts before we close it out to go to our intermission?
Yeah, I mean, this was incredibly fun. I've been kind of working on the Dod 2 bingo stuff for the last 2 years, and it was really exciting to talk to some of the Bingothon staff and the people maintaining the site to actually get this possible, because it wasn't possible until maybe 2 weeks ago. So
my goodness.
this was kind of like a back-end change that they made to make something like this possible, because this bingo board uses a tier system where all the goals are divided into 4 categories, and they're all divided into 11 difficulty tiers for the card generation. So there's over 140 goals right now, and there's going to be more added in the future. So it's pretty complex, but thanks to the Bingothon staff, thank you for the people that worked on the website, and it's been a lot of fun, and thank you again for including Dod 2 for the first time in a marathon like this.
Absolutely. And once again, thank you so much for coming out and showing us this wonderful showcase. Now, we are getting ready for our next run, but in the meantime, we're going to let y'all get up, get a little stretch, maybe get a bit of hydration while we get ready for Breath of the Wild meme bingo.
Oh, I'm so excited.
So excited, but we have to wait a little bit longer. Thank y'all so much, and that's us.
All right, thank you again, everybody. Have a good one. And
thank you, everyone.
Enjoy the rest of the event.
It's such a privilege to be a part of a collaborative group that have helped contribute and make advances both in detection and early diagnosis to imaging, even in the advanced disease setting, as well as thinking about how we can bring novel treatments into the clinic and allow breast cancer patients here at Fred Hutch to have the best possible quality of life.
1 in 8 breast cancers go undetected by the human eye. So here at Fred Hutch, we're developing artificial intelligence and deep learning technologies that could detect cancer beyond what a human can interpret, leading to earlier cancer detection and better survival.
At the Hutch, we're leaders in precision oncology, and that includes the surgeons. One of those advances we're currently working on is technology to be able to remove all cancer with a lumpectomy at the time of the first operation. 20% of patients who undergo a lumpectomy, those patients need to go back for a second or even third surgery to attain clear edges or borders around the tumor. But at the Hutch, we're studying a new technology to help eliminate the need to go back for second or third operations.
All this work would not be possible if it weren't for Fred Hutch and the team around us. Without the multidisciplinary environment and collaborative environment, none of this innovative research would be possible.
We're making tremendous progress in our treatments for our patients with breast cancer. However, the need for novel therapies is still urgent, and we see that each day in patients that we meet for whom our treatments are no longer as successful as they need to be.
The cutting-edge research we're doing today were innovative ideas. They require donor funders to come forward.
Fewer than 15% of studies get funding at the national level, and a lot of those larger studies that we submit for national funding require pilot projects and studies to help prove that our ideas are worthwhile to pursue. And it's small donations from donors and other organizations that move those research projects forward.
Donor gifts are absolutely critical in order for us to be able to bring those novel treatments from the lab into our clinics and to allow them to help our patients.
5 years ago, we wouldn't have imagined that the tools we're using today are real and in our clinics. Here at Fred Hutch, we're looking beyond for the tools of the future that are going to be the next breakthroughs.
Are you a bingo enjoyer? Ever wanted to make your own bingo boards? But do you also feel overwhelmed on actually doing it? Well, don't worry. First off, take a sip of the Bingothon mug, which you can potentially win by donating $5 at Bingothon Winter 2024. Well, here at Bingothon, we have one thing to propose to you: playbingo.gg. Playbingo.gg is a new platform developed here at Bingothon for hosting and playing bingo boards for various games. What makes this platform stand out is in the ease of setting up a board. Just create an account and you can then either import an already made list of goals that you have or add them and tinker with it all directly on the website's interface. What's great as well is that there is depth to how you might want to implement goals. You can, for example, create your cards with the SRL V5 generation system in mind, or even implement difficulty variants for even more potential customization. On top of that, no need to worry about having to maintain a card all on your own. Admins and moderators for individual games can be appointed who also have rights to modify the cards. The platform is currently in active development with quite a few features still planned, and we'd love your feedback. To speak it, please head over to the Bingothon Discord and check out the Play Bingo Feedback Forum channel. So, come on in! Type !Play Bingo in chat to access the platform now.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed your nice stretch and hydration break. But welcome to Bingothon Winter 2024. I hope y'all are all cozied up and enjoying some bingo and are ready to get ungodly levels of Mimi, because I think that's what's coming up next. Hey, Prod, can you check the paperwork for me? Is that the ungodly levels of Mimi is what's written, right?
I do believe that is correct. However, we do have just a moment here. Also, I would like to point out that I have just seen that on the layout, our names are too long and are overlapping, so we are currently Pippi and atop Hat the King's Pride.
We sure are. Since we have just a moment before we move into our next one, and this is Bingothon, and we would like to hit as many bingos as possible, we're going to use our brief moment while we try to transition to the next run to do some rhymes. How do you feel about rhyming, Pride?
Let me pull up Rhyme Zone real quick, because my brain empty. But I am ready if you are.
I am
Let's
also
talk
ready.
about Zelda. What do you like about... That's a bad rhyme to start
Yeah, no,
with.
that's not a good one. We're not very good at this at the beginning. Okay.
Breath of the Wild.
Is not just for child.
It's also not that mild.
We will probably use only one file. But are you ready for memes?
I'm ready for memes. We do have a theme.
And come on, can you give me some better words? Now rhyme with words.
Breath of the Wild also contains birds. You know what else contains birds? Bluey. I'm trying to find a way to transition to say, you know what, I think that counts. Does that count? Chat, that's gotta count, right?
Chat, you need to be the judge on this one.
Can we be released from our rhyme prison now?
Does that count? Was that a sufficient amount?
But in the meantime, while chat is deliberating upon that, I would like to announce that for our upcoming Bluey run, right after Breath of the Wild, we do have an incentive. It is a milestone goal. If we hit 1.5k, we're going to get a sneak peek at a special little thing. Our runner will be running in a Bluey costume at 2k, so that's $2,000. But at 1.5k, we'll get a special sneak preview of that. That is only about $104 away, 103 and some change.
That is totally a meetable goal. So if y'all want to see adorable Bluey cosplay and would like a preview of adorable Bluey cosplay, please get those donations into Fred Hutch Cancer Center. We really appreciate all of the support, and thank you so much for watching with us. And now, the memes you've all been waiting for, yeah?
Yes, memes.
And definitely not just more rhyming hosts.
We could do that the most. That was bad. I'm sorry. Breath of the Wild's coming.
Breath of the Wild is coming up right now, so please hold on tight.
Hold on to your socks and get ready for some memes with Breath of the Wild.